I'll show you the sweetest delight in the garden. As a surprise for Adam.
Really?
Come.
All right.
Here.
But this is the one tree in the garden we cannot touch. This is the forbidden fruit.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Surely not.
We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God has forbidden us to either touch or eat the fruit of that tree, for if we do, we shall die.
You believe that nonsense? Of course you will not die. God knows that as soon as you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you and Adam will be like gods yourselves.
One day we'll reach the level of the avatars that we have read about in history, the Buddhas, Jesus, everyone's God.
You ain't your servant, you cast your spell up on this planet with your graven images and your wishes to be worshipped. Witches and warlocks flock like Harry Potter fans, waiting for your new age plan to spread across the land. You got the masses dumped down where you want them, convinced that you don't exist, and now you got them atheists. Some even think they're evolving to a godlike level above and beyond human. These Luciferian lies feed on ego and pride. They come disguised as an angel of light, like the original sin and the first deception. The tree in the garden, don't you see the connection? It's the same old lie that he used back then at the beginning of time, at the fall of man. Have we forgotten the truth within the book of Genesis? Ignorant of the nature of sin, so we dismiss written words of God as an irrelevant myth, but then embrace all these new age thoughts of nonsense.
It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other. There is no God who did everyone's God. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven, without judgment, without hate, without testing, without anything.
I call my practices that pagan worshiping in fact exists. See through the smoke and the mirrors and the mist. From Atlantis to the Miriam fanatical myths, to the UFO connection with the German SS. Secret society elitists from the east and the west. Illuminati and Masonics, man, it all connects. Satanic worship to the depths we don't want to admit. It's a globalized illusion that we gotta correct. Check the symbols and signs like the all-seeing eye. Read the Bible facts to understand the great design. See the writing on the wall, we're living in end times. And even the elect have now bought into the lie. Real Satanists are dressed up in their suits and ties, eating the fruit like these fools who think they are divine. They aren't evolved, they're just blinded by ego and pride, living a lie that disguised like Jekyll and Hyde. Can you deny that these times were all prophesied? Read Matthew 24:24. You decide.
There's no such thing as good or bad. Judging things from superficial. There are things that I do that I know they involve me. There are other things that do not involve me. It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other. There is no God that did everyone's God. Everyone's God. Everyone's God.
All right. What is going on, everyone? Steve JMO. It is the 17th of May still in the year 2020. Who knows these days with all this crazy stuff we're finding. And today, joined again or with, whatever you want to call it, we got Jen, the True Seeker 69 here. What's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Had a interesting day. How about you?
I had a relaxing day today, actually. It was pretty nice.
That's what I was looking forward to till I found this. Well, not even found, just took a walk down in the old cemetery. I'm like, oh, wow, we should definitely get the camera out for this one.
I remember a few shows ago, or maybe even a couple months ago, you were saying that you had this cemetery and you should have gone and checked it out and stuff. So you finally got over there.
Yeah. Well, back then it was like 4 degrees outside. So and you know, we all had jobs, and there wasn't Corona and all this other bull crap. It's
Our Rona vacation.
It's ridiculous. I don't think it's that, but you can call it that. I think
Yeah, you're not allowed to go on vacation. You can't go to the beach. Can't go have any fun. Fun's all canceled. Just stay at home vacation.
It's that the new normal. You know,
Watch
it's
the bills pile up. Bills just keep stacking. There's no bodies stacking. There's bills stacking.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna say what's up to the chat real quick. We got Am Aware. What's up? Blade Star 775. The True Seeker 69. She's in the chat and she's on the screen. What's up? We got Dark Slayer 1, MT Cali 70. What's up? True Seeker, straight up. Brian Staley's in the hood. What's going on, bro? The Outsider, gonna ball. We got Bubbles. What's up? Bernie Mac. What's up? Awesome Austin. Singe Man. West Texas. Got a phone call. Love that. Who else we got? And that looks like it's it for now. That's okay. 24 watching. I'm sure that'll go up over time. We're only 6 minutes in. And it was a lovely day out besides those interesting clouds you saw when I was calling you earlier, which was, just interesting in itself. And it's ridiculous.
It reminded me like of tie-dye kind of stuff, where it's all pulled and stretched kind of like.
There's just holes everywhere too. Oh, look, there you go. I just did the 666 thing.
Oh, no, don't do that, Steve.
I'll make a video now.
The hand sign we do is this hand sign. That's it.
I know. But there's just like holes everywhere in the sky. It was just like Swiss cheese. I'm like, what is going on today? And then I'm looking at this other stuff. And here, actually, let's do a screen share. Because I don't know how many people. I think we only got like 100 views on this so far. I released this video and it was only private. I'm like, how did that happen? So I had to go and rechange the settings and then re-upload it.
You know how it happened, Steve? I'm going to tell you. They switched the public and schedule premiere buttons from the top to the bottom where private used to be. It used to be public, private, or public, unlisted, and then private. And what they did is they reversed it and put public down the bottom. So everybody who's just used to clicking at that one spot, if you don't actually read it and you just click in, you're going to make it private for who knows how long, until you realize it's private.
Right. I thought I was aware of that. I don't know what happened. I don't quite know what happened, but here, let me make this full screen, and I wish I could make it bigger because I recorded it on my phone. I should have been recording it sideways. Now that I see this is pretty gay. No offense to you gay people, but it's not good. But here, this is just like in the cemetery down the street, and I figured out. I thought it was called. I don't know what I thought it was called, but it's called Hillcrest Cemetery, Hillcrest Park Cemetery. It says it was founded in 1924, but like I said, there's like 1800s stones all over the place there. So maybe it was something before that. Back in the day, I guess it had an interesting little symbol or something. I'll show you that later because I only got the one screen share up right now, but I'm just gonna we don't need to hear me talk. I'll just hit play and let this play out and comment away. Like, this is just literally in a cemetery down the street from me. Like, I thought, because here's the gates, there's like the crazy gates I was telling you about.
Yeah, it looks like castle gates and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like in the middle of like just a regular neighborhood. And like, there's people, cars. People come here to walk, I guess. But like, I was just walking up and like from the street with the trees in the way, you can't see this over here. You can't see what I'm walking up to. You can't see that from the street, Like, you could definitely see that. Like, like that's what brought me over here. I'm like, I'm just going to take a walk. 'Cause I literally live like 2.5, maybe 3 or 4 blocks away.
Well, you know what I think going on here at this cemetery is I think that building you just showed, which is the caretaker building for the whole cemetery, not the obelisk, but the other building that looked like a Greek building with the columns. Masons typically have repurposed all the mud flood buildings that look like that because I've even seen them in Tennessee, in Nashville. That most likely used to be a Masonic lodge that they probably used to do rituals and ceremonies at, and they wound up burying their dead outside of it, just like we would bury our dead back in the day outside of churches, like in the back part or off to the side. They'd have these little cemeteries, you know, for the people in that community and stuff. I think that's what happened here. Is that building most likely used to be the Masonic lodge itself, and it was all Masons that went there, and they all had their own cemetery, because this is clearly a Masonic cemetery.
Yeah, it was sketchy. I was walking up. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I should be here.
Some of the other headstones that you show a little later here in the video, they're all Masonic.
Yeah, at least, you know, some of them are just straight upside down. Yeah. Straight upside down. But like, as you could tell, like there's a whole basement level to that place, as I show in the back, but like it gives the whole 3 different types of pillars. It was a little less shady there, so I got a decent pics. When I was calling you, it was coming out real shitty, but
yeah. I wonder who. So you don't know if this is actually a monument or a tombstone head for maybe like a grand master of the lodge or something.
I was maybe thinking that, but that's all that's on there, and everything around them is just Freemason or Satanics. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, but like
that Bible they have, that's a Masonic Bible that they have open there.
Look at it. Like it's carved in stone. Yep. This is facts for these people, you know? And there's even little like page like carvings, you know? Like they made this like precise. Whoever or whatever, as I'm probably alluding to, whatever made this had some pretty good detail. They didn't have 3D printing back in the day. They didn't have 3D cement blasting like they have nowadays. But look at that thing. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe it was used as a Masonic lodge at one point, but before that, like, look how old this stone is. It's just some Washington, D.C. bull crap in the middle of my neighborhood. I live down the street, bro. Like, you can't.
The monument probably goes way far under, and so does that.
The building and the castle, in the castle. We'll get there. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but oh man.
Here's where you show the tombstones. I think as you're walking up here,
you can't miss them. I'm walking by. I'm like, whoa, yeah. I was like, you know what? Let's do a little 180.
Upside down pentagram on the one right there. I think it is.
Sorry. Yeah, look at that. You hear? Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. Look at that son of a gun. That's what I'm saying. I hate to show the name, but like, come on, man. What's going on here? What's going on here? This is not good. And then you got this thing, and I'm like, and it was, you know, I'm walking up to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to bang on it. It's going to be like dun, like hollow, you know? No, this is cement or granite, whatever. And it's smooth as whatever, smooth, nice and smooth. It's interesting.
Yeah, and even those doors are kind of oversized. If those doors could have went down lower, and we're just seeing that top part of the building, you know what I'm saying? Like you can even see that where they made the doors normal size, there's still a good couple of feet above the door itself. Yeah.
Yep. I walk up to it and just it's solid. And like I was like, you know, from the front, I was curious. I'm just like, it looks like it goes down a little, but then when I go around the back, I'm like, oh man.
Tom Muir says Eastern Star woman, and I agree with you. That's probably the Masonic, the female version, which is the upside down pentagram. Pentagram. It usually is in kind of like another symbol with it, but yeah, that's for the women, and then the men have the compass in the square. So that most likely was a husband and wife maybe in that plot. But you have to understand, Masonic is the equivalent to Satanic. And these are networked families. And clearly this whole area at one point had a whole network of Masonic Luciferian families. And they're probably still there. It's generational.
Absolutely. And this is the lowest point over here. And I feel like because this looks eerily similar to what we were seeing at what I thought was the lowest point about 5 feet ago.
Yeah.
Goes down further. I'm telling you. Telling you. And look at it. It kind of does over here. And it's just crazy. It's literally crazy. Look at that.
Yeah, because there you can see more of those lower windows than around the front.
The giant window. Even this, I would be up to here on this door. I would be up to here, you know?
Exactly.
And like these are kind of big windows, all stoned out. You're right. This is probably the ritual room or something.
That's
Wow.
absolutely, yep.
Gee, that's sketchy. What's even sketchier is this little tower in the distance. I'm like, what the monkey is this thing?
Yeah, that thing blew me away. I was like, what the F?
Yeah.
Where's
I'm
the
just
rest of that building?
right. And I'm just looking at how old this stuff is. And here, let me freeze it right there for the viewers. Look at that son of a gun. I'm going to come over back to the chat. Just look over here, guys. But oh, there's that echo. But it's interesting. How crazy is that? How crazy? There's like a top to a castle. I
For
don't
sure.
know.
I
And
agree.
look at the mound that it's on. Even more precarious.
Yeah, that doorway probably goes down, and probably a whole building under there, and they probably go in and go right down and do all kinds of underground shit. It probably leads over to that fucking other building and stuff. Who knows what's underground in this place?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just looking at the chat. People are, I don't know, 50 people, 53 people in the chat. What do you think about this? Like, you think someone just, because if you, I go up to the door and there's inscriptions on it. It looks like someone's child died and they must have been really rich and they built this monument in dedication to them. Do you believe that story, or do you think this was here a long time ago and this is just the top building of it? Because I can go to other places in Springfield, and I might do, maybe not tomorrow. I got some yard work and other things, but maybe Tuesday or Wednesday I'll take a drive downtown and I'll show you some of the older buildings like Symphony Hall we looked at before. Even some of the other art museums, they're all built on this hill and they're stone and old as hell, and they got brick freaking walkways and just old school stuff, man. No, what is that? Salem, NH, Stonehenge? No, I haven't. That's interesting. Yeah, all over the state apparently, bro. I know. And in Connecticut, I'm looking at, was that Badfish Bear in the chat? I guess he lives near Worcester in my state. In Connecticut, right on 91, if you go right past Hartford and keep going south, there's a building, and it's literally straight out of Saudi Arabia. Some BS out of Aladdin has that weird little tip on it in the whatever. It looks like a giant ace in the middle of the freaking Connecticut state. I don't know which other way to explain it, because all around it's woods.
Colleen's asking, is there a date on the doors or anywhere around any of these buildings have dates on them, cornerstone dates or anything?
No, I looked. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons over here. No, I walked up to it. Here, let me I get right up on it, and there's no dates. It just has the inscription of, like, the mother and the father and all this other stuff, like in dedication.
So they're saying that this tower is dedicated to this family, this child and stuff, like it's some sort of a mortuary or something.
Maybe the kid didn't die. Maybe they just built this. Maybe they were really rich, or I don't know. I don't know what the real story is. Clearly, I wasn't around when they came up with the idea of this, because if you go around the whole...
Look up the Wikipedia on this cemetery and we'll see what it says.
I did. It says there's nothing on it. There's one sentence. It says Hillcrest Cemetery Park, or Park Cemetery, is located in Springfield, Mass. Although it is not known when it was established, it was known by the Hillcrest Cemetery Park Association, who oversees the cemetery, which was founded in 1924. So no one actually knows the date of which this place was established. Right, that's interesting. But
it's very interesting.
When the association took it over, it doesn't say what date it took it over. It says the association was founded in 1924. Like I'm saying, all this stuff is happening like 1915 and prior. This is interesting. And I'll show you the little picture they got here in a minute. But I didn't know it was still playing. But yeah, that's the one window, I think, right? There wasn't a window on the other side.
Mm-mm.
There's windows up here, though, with a little camera sensor looking at me. But it's like 60 feet tall, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like crazy.
And it's interesting that there's a camera in there. It makes me think like there's more going on at this location than just, watching out for people vandalizing it.
Absolutely. But like, let me bring that back a second. Like, look at that. Like, that's like where it probably was level, or it goes down further than this, surely. Surely. I just think it's so crazy. And like, just here, let's look at it in the distance again. Like, it's not a small thing. Like, these are like decently sized trees.
Oh yeah, that's at least 400 feet high.
No, no, no. I don't know about that. I think it's
No?
like 100. Yeah,
Okay.
100. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying
Four.
to imagine the Washington Monument next to it.
Oh yeah, that would tower over it. I think
I
that's
got
500. Yeah, because this is like the mini monument over here. This is probably like 30 feet tall. But still, it's on like a slope. It's weird, and you can't see it from the street. Like you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees in the way. I never knew this was here. Then I walk up to it, and you got your old like Masonic G's all over it, and all these effed up tombstones. There's another one. There you go, and there you go. Like that's all you really. That's all you need to know, right there, people. They run this show apparently, or they at least put their little tombstone mark on it in stone before we can, look at it. That's just crazy. Look at that.
It is crazy, and it's
You would
amazing
think-
how old it looks. Like when you look at what's on that monument that you were just on, the yellow coming out of that granite and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like those little patches of yellow and stuff like eroding out of it.
It's been here a while. Then you got this Washington, D.C. looking building over here. I don't know what's happening. I'm just speculating, and this is when I called you after.
Yeah, generally when you look up Masonic lodges, they always look like that.
That's sketchy. I don't want to
Bigger,
live.
more grander, but basically, yeah, that they swooped up on these buildings and repurposed them for their own. Just like the city halls and all these other buildings and municipal buildings and whatnot, post offices and everything. They're just overly ornate or grand and scale and stuff. Totally unnecessary, especially for the time that they were supposedly built in.
Yeah, that's just so sketchy. Oh, what a wonderful world, huh? Yeah, dude, Egyptian. That was the other one. Yes. It has all the sides on them too. Like has 3 different types of pillars on it. It is creepy. And Foster, it is creepy. All this stuff is creepy, and it's right down the street. If I hit a golf ball, it'll hit the concrete, and it'll be right up there. Like that's how so far away it is. And I never thought of walking up there until we started talking about this stuff, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's crazy. These mud flood buildings are all around us. I mean, it's everywhere. I actually have some stuff up of a map of all the star forts, and they're just everywhere. Like I am so blown away that these things got past me and all the research I've done in archaeology and everything. But we'll get into that after we get through like doing what you want in crop circles and whatnot. We could tackle that later.
Okay. Yeah, but just real quick, Hillcrest Cemetery is what it was called. So I'm gonna have to put that. I'm gonna put that in the description of the other video because I don't know what I called it because I didn't know the name. I couldn't see the sign. But Hillcrest Cemetery, located Springfield, like I said, blah blah blah. Although it is not known when it was established. Well, that's why you have all of these freaking obelisks and towers and ancient looking Washington, D.C. buildings and granite and smooth. And look at this little thing here. Look at this. This is like what it used to look like back in the day. I don't know, man. It kind of ties into what we're talking about, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And there's a tower back in the day.
And that star that's in the background of the clock, when you see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's an 8-pointed star. That has significance.
They all do. They all do. This is crazy. Look at that. Time flies. I'm out of here. What is this? What is this? This is sketchy.
Could you imagine seeing that in a cemetery? Time flies. Now you're dead. Welcome. Lay down. Have a rest. Time flies, dude. Sorry about your luck.
Oh my God. This is so crazy. What is going on? But all right. Do you what do you want? You want to tackle your star forts first?
No, I want to get in the crop circles. I'm so excited to see what you have. I haven't looked at crop circles since about 2015, 2016. I haven't seen anything new that's going on with it or nothing. It wasn't until for me when I started researching the dew lasers and the California fires and people talking about there may have been some kind of directed energy weapon that started these fires. I thought to myself, well, remember, spontaneous human combustion was happening in like the 60s, 70s, and part of the early 80s. We would hear stories of that. You don't hear about it anymore. But I think that was them fine-tuning their laser, because if they tune into the frequency of, say, a person, and they target that person, the only thing that's going to burn is that person, because it's tuned into the frequency of the human body, not the chair and the table around it or anything. I think these types of things were practiced, just like crop circles most likely were practiced for these laser weapons that they use. And maybe they're just, putting out these messages in the crop circles, even though they're practice for these people, precision practice, I might say, on using these types of technologies. They're also sending us down a rabbit hole of, could they be extraterrestrial? Are they sending us messages? Are they sending each other messages? How do we decode these things? So I think it's interesting, because they'll that's like another narrative for their space story, to keep us going down that rabbit hole. Had to be aliens that did this,
Yeah, there could be some other extra dimensional technology in there, because the way I look at them is like some of the more interesting ones, we'll call them, with the cubes and the circle of life, and you'll see them all. They're so crazy. I feel like those are what we would consider middle fingers to whoever's looking down at us. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look what we got, or like, this is where we're at. Maybe it's like little messages to the top, or I think it's a communication of some sort, of either extra dimensional or us using otherworldly technology. It's a combination of the both at some point, but the earlier ones, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how advanced the military actually is, or whoever runs these black market or these black market projects. But yeah, they pretty much are.
They could be drones that have lasers attached
nowadays.
to them. And it could be something that swoops in. Nobody would see it at night. And they have drones now that are pretty silent. You can't hear them barely at all. Not like before. If they got like within 100 feet or 200 feet over your head, you would hear them buzzing. Maybe these people are practicing using whatever technology they're attaching to these drones to form these patterns. And then also in the process of forming the patterns, sending us in wonderment and bewilderment of where and who and how all this stuff took place and what does it all mean, when actually it could be a little, squadron of drones that come into a field and then they're out.
Yeah, I could see something like that. Like nowadays, this kind of looks like the outline of a drone, if you ask me. So that seems rather likely. But then this one, I don't think that's a drone. Wow. That's just my opinion. These are, by the way, this is the top. I don't know how many we're gonna watch here, but it's a compilation of all of the not all of them, but the top crop circles from the UK in 2018. There you go, top 20. You get 20. Here we go. So 20 from 2018, and I haven't seen this one. I was looking at the 2019 one a little earlier. I got 2 or 3 other tabs we can go through, and yeah, this is just crazy stuff.
That's amazing. It's so huge.
Right. Like, this is just too precise to be done by someone from the ground. This is all I'm saying, because people are like, oh, they just went out there, lit the fires. No. That's
that had an intricate pattern in the center there before it lifted up.
Exactly.
Now that to me looks like the Starry Universe stuff we were looking at too.
Exactly. A lot of these like that. A lot of these things are just bizarre in nature. There's the power button. Remember the sigil I was telling you about? Exactly. You don't want to find that in your yard or whatever. And you see how the ground's not burned. That's the thing. That's the thing that I think makes it interdimensional. The ground's not really singed. You see? It's it's all pushed down. It's weird. It's all weird. I don't know. I think this is crazy. Like, wow. That's deep, It's like in a cornfield, I believe. Like, that's deep.
Wow, it's just like perfect.
Yeah. Even in the middle, like how it came down, and that's the I don't know. I don't know. It's like a coin you'd find,
It looks like Baphomet.
Does they all kind of do, but this one, yeah, I could see that for real.
What's that? The coronavirus with the little knob sticking off of it all the way around, and Satan in the middle.
Morning 2018. This is crazy. What else we got? Hackton Hill, I'm sorry. The 9th of June. Wow.
Wow.
Imagine that.
So something's coming down. Maybe they have they fine-tuned weather so much that they can bring in little mini tornadoes to come in and do all this.
I don't know. Making those right angles, a tornado. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like the way they're swirled up. It reminds me of a vortex. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Look at that thing.
Huh.
Huh is right. That's what I'm saying. You got your 3 power sigils pretty much connecting to the matrix or whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to make of half of these. They're crazy. I haven't seen this video yet, so I'm watching this raw with everyone. So.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
That's some like Aztec thing, you know.
It's like a star fort kind of, like a snowflake.
Why I thought these would play in well together when you called me and asked if you wanted to, break some things down on both of these topics. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think they all have all of this has something to do with what's really happening.
Well, these geometric patterns hold a frequency, and it took a certain frequency to lay it down. And the star forts themselves, when you look at them and the intricacy of them, and that they resemble snowflakes, and it's got an amazing energy to it. These things also go way underground, these star forts. So I think if they put down a geometrical formation like this down onto the ground, is it putting that frequency down into this ground? Is it holding that space of energy there until it gets mowed or whatever?
Wow. Here, let me make this bigger. I didn't know it wasn't playing the full screen. My bad about that. Wow.
That's beautiful. It looks fake. It's so real fake. Like it looks CGI almost. Like the grass is so perfect. The landscape's so perfect.
They got the 4K. It's in the description somewhere. They got like one of those drones over it, like one of those 4K ones, So it gives you a really.
Motion, that picture right there, if you put it in motion, it would be like wheels within wheels.
You wouldn't want to see that happening.
The star in the center would be like the energy point of it, making it all work and stuff.
Look at that son of a gun. Your hexagon, you get like a bee looking thing in the middle. Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. Look at that. Like, I'm going to go out back.
Trying to decode these things back in 2010, 2011. I mean, you can go way back with these crop circles.
Oh, yeah.
And they get more and more intricate there. There's a few years there between 2009 up to 2013. There was some crazy, extra large, intricate stuff that they were finding in these fields, and people were trying to decode them and everything. And it was just amazing.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take a stroll down memory lane in a couple videos. Where is it? I got crop circles. This one's not bad. I got a compilation here from 1994 to 2014, so I feel like those will be interesting to look at as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Good people, cool people in the chat. Yeah, lasers maybe, who knows? But nothing's really burned. That's the thing. It's all just pushed down.
It's probably
gone.
Other type of a laser frequency. Just because it's a directed energy beam of some sort doesn't mean it has to be hot.
That's what I'm saying. It just cuts it like a whatever. Wow. Is it flashing on your end?
No.
Oh, what is it? I'm going to have like an epileptic seizure over here. Are you serious? All right, that's better. If people don't know what I'm talking about, StreamYard, you know, when you watch a video on your end, it just kind of flashes. It just kind of flashes. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit because some of these are just crazy, and we have a lot to go through. So
Oh, wow.
I don't want to get stuck on just
That
one.
reminds me of like what we're seeing pulsing in the sky, like these.
Oh, that's what it looks like when it comes together, then expands back out, like when it breathes or whatever, you know, comes in and out. Yeah, that's crazy. Look, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That one.
Is a vibrational frequency right there. That's what it looks like. It's depicting a frequency.
Exactly. It's like fading away. It's gonna. Yeah, look at that son of a gun.
Vibration to it.
The epicenter is right here, and it's going this way and this way and this way. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. It's like the heart clouds.
Yeah, it looks like the stars too. Like when we're watching them vibrate in and out, or even some of the orb pictures that we had in some of the orb videos, they're doing that.
You can't. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is why I thought this would be a good topic for us.
Wow.
I haven't seen nothing like that in a picture, but
that's a big one.
That's a big one, and it's so perfect. Like people on the ground can't make this, you know. And most of these pop up overnight, you know. Wow. Yeah, Boost Mobile. Here we go. Get me a new phone, baby. Look at that thing.
Wow.
That's like the Google Chrome in a way.
I wish they would have did their text a little different. I have to really look at it to see what it's saying. But these all are happening. They're happening quite daily. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is only in the UK. This is all only in the UK.
Have you ever seen ones that were done on ice? The ice crop circles are really interesting.
No, I haven't. Those are probably interesting.
Mm-hmm. They're never as big as these, but they're there. They've been found and stuff.
Cool. Maybe we'll check that out in a couple of in a minute here. Here, let me here, we'll put on this one here actually. Yeah, from 1994 to 2014.
Oh boy.
So
yeah,
it's some old school ones. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. So you might not be able to read the text too well. I just don't want to get like a copyright. Or how many views does this have? 23,000, not too bad. Nothing too crazy. But I'm not going to turn the volume on either. Oh, it gives you a year. Cool. All right, so these are just like original ones. Oh, this might be a little too fast. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe we should slow it down instead of speeding it up.
Yeah.
So we can get a better look at this stuff. As long as it's not like a Discovery Channel or anything, or 60 Minutes, whatever.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking here. Here, look at that. This is all in 1994. Oh, wow.
There's an eyeball.
Right, I was trying to pause that. Gosh darn it. Here we go.
Yes logo.
I was going to say. That's what I was going to... Excuse me. That's what I was going to say. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, I was going to say, what the hell were those blue things in the picture? Freaking people. Oh, wow. There's that weird thing again. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Oh, two of them.
So I was thinking, I was like, you get your little Turkish looking thing here. I don't know what that's really for. Maybe one of those rings of hell we looked at.
Or maybe it's showing like something that was going to be moving across the sky from like one location. You'll see it there, and then like a comet kind of thing or something.
Maybe it's like that SpaceX shit we've been talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, yeah. You got to open. I'm just kidding. You got to open your eyes, lady.
Open your mind.
Look at this. This is weird. Perfectly straight line, and it just you get 4 power sigils.
It's like they lay it down, and it's like let's let them try to figure this out. You know, they'll be trying to figure this one out for years.
Right. Oh, there you go. Oh wow, that kind of looks like
to my tattoo. Especially where it's fat and where it goes thin. That's exactly how my
that's crazy
is on the back of my neck.
Oh, there's a better picture. Oh, wow, that's nuts. Look at that. Oh, wow. 1994. Imagine that.
Hmm.
I was -1. Wow, yeah. Let's try to bring that back a second. 3, 2, and there we go. Look at that thing.
That's crazy.
Spider-Man out here. Wow. Just so perfect. Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Wow.
It's Lucifer with his web of lies.
Right. Looking like an asshole. No, there he is, actually. His little, yeah, ain't that nice? His little claw. Wow. Perfectly. And like we said, it'll never really burn. 95. The kid's here, baby. That's my year. Oh, look at these.
That's the
These are
baby part, right?
There you go. There you go,
Wow.
Jen.
Dude, you know what that is. That's on CERN. We showed pictures of it. The outer ring, the inner outer ring there is the starry universe. That's the fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 9 fucking circles there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you get the crazy outer rim. That's nuts. And we just make things up, you know? Like, oh my goodness. Oh, Jennifer, what is going on?
I was just looking at those CERN pictures too. Look at that. Oh
I know. Let me bring that back. There's another one. That one's different too. There's a mini one in there.
That's not the solar system, guys. That's what's above our heads in the firmament. That is the starry universe above us.
And below us. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. That's like that SpaceX thing. Get your little driver in here. Then he exits. Woo. See you later. You know?
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. 1995, baby. Get your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's what it looks like too.
Wow.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
That's some kind of starry alignment or something.
There's one for you. Look at that.
Huh.
Uh-oh. Did I break it? There we go. 96. Yeah. You never know. I'm kind of clumsy.
Oh, I think that last one was like sperm fertilizing an egg.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. A virus egg or something.
What kind of sperm and egg? I have no idea. It does. Oh, what's that? Flat Earth with the ice wall around it? What is that?
I don't know, man. 1996. Get your ninja stars, apparently. Look at that thing. Oh, wow.
That's weird.
That's so weird, right? There's your snowmans. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be laying there. Look at that thing.
Wow. That looks like something I used to do with drawing. We had these little geometric circle things, and you put your pencil on it and go around and around and around. It made all these circles.
Try to do that. Never come out good, but I remember the attempts. Art class. What do we got here? Wow. Little cube action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The ones in 2019, you'll see when we get there, they're cubey. It's crazy. Look at that. It's like a little, I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like, say, something growing out of a seed. Maybe it's a plant, and they're the offshoot of it's coming out.
Okay. I like that. It's a positive view. I was thinking dark, but that's okay.
It's perspective. Wow, that's cool. That one right there was a huge one. I remember that one. It's really long.
Yeah.
It's like 3 football fields.
You can hit a golf ball here, another one here, then right on the green.
Yep.
Look at that. That's still crazy. There you go.
What the heck is that? That looks like some cave art you would see in fucking Nevada or something.
I was going to say, it looks like the Sun Man or something.
It's crazy.
That's so nuts. So nuts. Oh, speaking of like crazy like sunmen and whatnot, remember what were we talking about? Kind of popped up out of nowhere there. The Beetleheads or whatever.
Yeah.
If you in that cartoon I was talking about that you got banned for or whatever, they had they have an episode where like they sell like humans and people and like animals to a black market to the beetleheads.
Oh, really? See, these scarab guys, they're not good at all. But yeah, if people don't know, I did a video. Steve sent me a little clip of a cartoon that had something that looked like mud flood stuff in it. And it was like 1 minute and 46 seconds long, this little video I made, and they fucking took it down. Blocked it. Just completely blocked it. Didn't even say copyright strike or nothing or anything. It just says blocked, period. You're done. You can't show that. Apparently we were onto something.
Look at that. That's like
Wow.
Diao above the flat plane.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Little seashell action.
You know, that's actually, that's, stop for a second. We'll go back to the other one. It was like to golden ratio as well.
Yeah, this one here, right? The Fibonacci sequence.
Yes.
My thumbprint, you know? You know, just another mistake from the Big Bang.
That thing is fucking amazing right there. And that's a huge one as well.
No, like that's a person.
Yeah.
Come on. That's crazy. Another one of those sky things. This is what I wanted to do.
I mean, really. Hello, they're telling you who's doing this shit.
Whether it's humans or whether it's other humans, this is what they stand for. The same thing. If this is the common denominator between bad being, angels, whatever, and the people, the elites, what do you think's going to happen at the end, people? What happens to the bad guys? Usually, if they have their way, you know, it's not normally a good place for people. Like, what's his name? Even in what's that dumb movie there? Oh wow, Back to the Future, when Biff becomes president or whatever. Like, he's not really a good guy, and look what happens to the world. It crumbles away.
Dude, if that was in my field, I would take gasoline out there and burn that whole circle up.
Oh, absolutely. Take a crap on it as well. That's nuts. A little close up. That's my dollar bill. Look at that. That's incredible. There's another.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's like the cyclone fucking symbol.
Yeah.
Weather stations, it's like, what's that them telling us that they control the weather? They can drop a tornado on you if they want. Look at that thing. Oh my God, I've never seen that before, ever. Wow. That's badass.
That's crazy. I'm just gonna look at that thing here. I don't know if it's back here or not, but we'll let it play for a second. Look at all, like, this is just incredible. That's huge. That's a whole block, my man. Like, what?
Oh yeah, that is huge.
Like, that's a tree. That's huge. Wow. It's all like Aztec looking too, as well, if you notice. Like, not all of it, but like stuff like this. You know what I'm?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's in like computer code.
And it's like 3D-ish as well. It's like it has depth to it. You know, it's pretty crazy. It's trippy.
Yeah, it'll give you a headache if you look at it or something. Look at that, another eyeball. There you go.
I remember that one. That thing is crazy. And that reminds me of that thing that we seen over Arizona.
That's nuts. Oh,
wow.
Let me bring this back a minute. 06. I fast forwarded a little. That's okay. Look at that. That's like that, what they discovered there, that black hole. That's like the picture they gave us, you know, back in 06. They gave it to us in the crop circles, apparently, too.
What else it could be, too, that coning effect that we were talking about with flat Earth as above, so below?
Well, remember, right below Diao, it has that little, that paradigm thing that looks like this. If you put this part directly on top of this, remember, it went up and it was like a little 8 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of, the little portal in and out. I don't know. Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. It's like a crazy peacock or something. It's a little big. Wow.
That fucker is huge.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, I remember this one. It trips me out looking at it. It looks like how we would say if we were really on a globe, the buildings would be having to curve around and stuff. Like it's the ridiculousness of a globe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Now that I look at it, yeah, actually, like, oh, I live in Australia. Whoa,
It's like a bunch of world trade towers.
right. That too. That's what I was really looking at and getting the vibe for, pretty much. There's just so many of these, like wow, like a lot of like repetitive kind of looking ones, but I mean they're all like individual. Like that's the
Oh my
thing. Like
god! I saw a face in that one. As soon as that came up, I saw a face.
where you looking?
I see the two eyes.
Where?
All right, go right in the center where that star is. On either side of the star are the eyes. Yeah.
Right here.
No. Go out more. On either side of the star is the eyes.
Right here.
Yeah, the center part there that looks like almost closed eye. I can't explain it, but I see a face. So if you look at the center and go to the right and the left, those outer parts.
Oh,
right
and here, that's the eye.
There, and that's an eye, and then the mouth is down the bottom.
She got some big glasses on. She got like 8-ball. She got like big glasses. There's her. Wow.
As soon as it flashed on here, I saw a face. That's what I saw. I didn't see anything else.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. I'm in the circle above the cross, just the way they like it.
Right? And then you step in here to control it all, apparently. That's crazy. Look at all that. Yep. Look at that thing.
Wow.
Look at that son of a gun. There you go. Do a little fast forward action. Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Give that a pause.
Fucking cubes.
Cubes, and more cubes. How crazy is that?
How many cubes are there? Let's count them.
You got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20 maybe?
Oh.
19 or 20? You decide. I can't tell. You got 6 in the middle.
Well, it looks like a Jewish star in the center.
It does. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't deny that. Absolutely. Oh, there you go. Wow. That's crazy. Here, look at this stuff. That's like our little map.
Oh yeah, dude. That's probably like the way flat Earth is. Like, say it's like a maze like that, like the Maze Runner. And there's certain ways and certain shifts that it does and turns, and then you can get out at certain points, and then you have to wait to get back in or something.
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy. Sorry, just sending a quick text message, but yeah, wow, another little star. Yep, that's interesting.
That to me looks like it could like breathe in and out, like it condenses and it opens, and it condenses and opens.
Exactly what I'm saying. That's crazy. Look at this boy.
Look at this. I never saw this before ever. Oh my god, that is so South American, Aztec and stuff.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Yeah.
It could be the Thunderbird too for the Indians here in America. I remember this one. This one's huge.
Looks like, I don't know. Looks like some Halo 3 shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
That's crazy. Look at that. You're yin yang. Imagine that.
I like that it has this 3D effect to it. All of them do. So you get not just a flat perspective of what this thing might look like, say if it was moving or vibrating or breathing in and out.
Right.
That's crazy. I never saw that one either.
I know. Me neither. I don't know that you never saw it, but it looks crazy. You got your 3 little moons, and I don't know. You decide. You tell me.
It almost looks like a mushroom in a way. I'm not sure if it's a mushroom. But it kind of
giant mushroom. That's what I just said too. Look at that thing.
That fucking is huge, dude. It's like a mile long.
No, it's so crazy. Wow. Like something crazy happened on top there.
I remember this one. That one's like the computer code. Go back to that one. Look at that thing. It looks like some sort of a All right. Do you remember in the Matrix those things that would go around looking for them in the caverns?
Yeah.
It looks like something like that kind of tech or something.
Right. And maybe they got inspiration. Actually, no, this was from '06, I think. But well, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is just confirmation that they have stuff like this in the making, or this is what their end goal looks like. Who knows? Who knows? And it's all techie, true. It's all techie. You can't deny that. Look at that thing. Little NS on there. That's crazy. Get your little hexagon.
Yeah, that's the sun simulator right there, guys. That's what that is.
Looks like the radiation symbol up and down as well. That's crazy.
Yep.
You better get lit. That's pretty much what it's telling you. Look at that.
Look
That's
at
a road.
thing. Look at all the symbols in that.
Wow.
It's like computer code. It's like a circuit board or something. It's crazy.
I wish I could zoom in.
It's some 5G right here.
That's like 13G or something.
And that's what happens when they hit you with it. Look, your cell just goes crazy.
All right. Oh, there you go. There's some.
Oh, yeah. That
like,
is, I'm going to tell you where that's from. That's from, what's it called? Nazca lines in Peru. That's the hummingbird. Yep.
Okay.
It's not in Peru right now, and that's in England, this one, but that's what it's a replica of.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's bizarre.
About to hit them up. That's crazy. Are they giving us a message or telling us to pass? Or I see a face.
Oh, look at that thing.
This big ass hat. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like Greek key in the center there going around, but then on the inside, it's like an Indian kind of motif.
Exactly. And you got like mountains in the background here. It's crazy. You're right. It gives you that little 3D like lookout to it too. Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's literally amazing stuff. Wow.
Wow, look at that one.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. I'm sorry.
Look at that one. Oh my God. Did somebody make that one?
I don't know. Where were we? Do you know where we were?
Right there. Just
around here?
Yeah, right around there.
All right, I won't even hit it. Was it this one? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one's crazy looking.
That's like what a snowflake used to look like before they were geoengineered.
Yeah, agreed.
You get some individuality out of it. And that's a big part of this, guys. Like, there's no coincidence that in gematria, singularity equals coronavirus in all four ciphers. So that's something to really think about. And singularity is what's happening. First of all, they're stripping down all the rights of everyone, trying to make everyone under one law system. That's singularity in itself. And then the technology term singularity is pretty much like robots get so advanced it leaves humans with no other choice but to evolve.
Well, I think also the corona thing has to do with Lucifer is coming on the scene, and he wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be crowned king. He's king of the world. Or, Jesus, they crowned him with a crown of thorns and called him the king of the Jews. But I think that's what a lot of this corona narrative is. The corona is the crown. We're saying it in a different language, though. Corona is what, Latin or something for it?
Also wreath as well.
So yeah, I think that they're bringing this into our consciousness because they're bringing up the Prince of Darkness, and he will be crowned. And this whole motif even started back when the fire started at Notre Dame with the crown of thorns that they ran in and rescued and stuff. It's kin to rising Lucifer pulling him out of the fire, out of the gates of hell, to be here on earth. They ran into the fire to save this crown of thorns. The crown, the crowned one. The crown has to go somewhere. It goes on somebody's head.
Right. Not my head.
Yeah.
Not my head, but we're gonna take a break real quick. Is that cool with you, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, I just gotta run downstairs and take care of business, I guess. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Just a couple minutes. Might be a slightly extended break, but we'll be back shortly after this song, I hope.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We the sheeple, hear no, see no, and speak no evil. We get lied to so much, it seems normal to be deceitful. We'll never be treated equal, and I wanna know why. Rich people start all the wars, but only poor people die. Just take a look, it's so easy to see the system is rigged by degenerate pigs targeting our innocent kids. They start programming you just as soon as you exit the womb. Now money is your god.
You must obey and consume.
Always practice conformity, stay within the majority. Never think for yourself and do not question authority. Man, I still can't even believe this is the way that they have us. I'm taking my chances, I have to try and wake up the masses. Can't get away from the madness, but still I'm trying my best. And as long as I'm still alive, I will fight till the death. Because we cannot let this be the end. It's now or never, sink or swim. The time has come for the great awakening.
Never sleep again. Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Listen, I woke up with a fever today. Sick of the fact people believe everything that this evil media say. Morality has been deleted away. Zionist heathens display that they're the predators who see us as prey. Transparency is what they need to purvey. They even have us thinking that eating a fruit that has no seed is okay. Victims of greed and impeded by hate. The glaring question is, how can we get to God if Satan's leading the way? Ravenous witches, scientists with moral character glitches, preparing malicious conditions and sick narrative switches. The elite is wearing his privilege as he battles for riches, while the lower classes carry out the establishment's wishes. The portrayal of their intentions is unfair and fictitious, acting suspicious. Undercover agents snapping your pictures, suggestive messages embedded in the movies to trick us. Music and advertisement slickness plus remixture of scriptures. Come on.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's 2019, but it feels more like 1984. Our rights are fading away. Every day they're taking more. It's time to stand and take action. What are we waiting for? They're waging war on humanity. This we can't ignore. My brain is sore from all the lies that they constantly feed us. Elitists that follow the phoenix can swallow a penis. And we're not gonna stop until we know all of your secrets. The Bible says in our final days our knowledge increases. That is exactly what's happening now on this challenging road that we're traveling down. We have to get rowdy, we have to get loud and keep spreading the truth and just pass it around. You work like a slave and you live in a loop. They're turning your sky into chemical soup. I'm always watching these videos, often like Richie from Boston, to give me the scoop. Waking the world up, dispensing the truth like a doctor that's handing out red pills to everyone. What in the world are they spraying up there in the air? It's aluminum, lithium, barium. Nobody notices, nobody cares. Everyone's greedy and nobody shares. I want to help you, you'll be in my prayers. But now we must separate wheat from the tares.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle.
All right, we are back. Can you hear me? Remember that issue?
Let's not even go there. We'll jinx it.
Yeah, let's not say we did. Oh man. All right, what was I was gonna get a couple more of these up, and we could bang out Star Forts real quick.
Okay.
Let me Yeah, I'm just skimming through this. No, we've seen all those ones. A lot of them they're really repetitive, but this one I don't think we've seen yet. Because that last one we just watched showed a lot real quick. This one I don't think it does. Here, let me hit the volume button and just get right into it. Oh, come on, get off the screen. Norwich Wood, somewhere in England. Westminster or something like that. All the UK people are going to freak out. No idea to say that.
Maybe where the crop circles are appearing are high energy locations. And that's why they're being put there. Because they're not just in fields. I was talking to you about there's ones that they found in ice.
Yeah.
Beaches. They found them on beaches. I mean, like in remote areas of ice shelves and places where no people are around doing anything. So they're not just in fields.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, there's a lot of ley lines that run through England. Their churches, their cathedrals are all strung out like pearls across the Mary and Joseph ley lines. That's very high energy points there. And there's a major cathedral right there in the intersection of the two ley lines. I forget the name of the church, but I think part of that church was in one of the Da Vinci Code movies or something, the Mary and the Joseph ley lines.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Like that could be what it looks like in intersecting nodes of ley lines coming in from 3 different directions, and that's where it intersects, and that's the vibration that it holds. That's what it would look like if we could visually see it.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I don't know. These all seem to be frequency based to a certain extent on most of them.
Now, there's nothing wrong with speculating and whatnot. Nothing wrong with that.
That's all we got right now.
Sorry, I had to adjust my headset there, but yeah, this is just crazy. Like it has that little, like you said, that breathing effect, like it would come in. But this is, look at that, spider action, or something else. You never know. Yeah, actually,
it looks like an ant. Yeah, an ant.
That's like the ant people or something. Who knows? That's crazy. Oh man.
Maybe it's an ant emerging from an egg, like as it's, they're in them little egg things, but then the egg doesn't look like that. It's kind of long, ant eggs.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never looked at the ant eggs before.
It almost looks like a spider at one end. It's like spider ant-ish, like.
See, that's why I thought it was a spider at first, and I was like, "What's a little beetle head doing on a spider?" I'm like, "Oh, it's an." I was like,
"Beetle again."
Shit. Look at this thing. Just interesting ones. There's a couple crazier ones in here.
That to me represents like balance or something.
Right. Nothing too wild. This here you have a cube that's just dismantled, it looks like to me. Wow, I can freaking see now. You got to use a t-shirt to clean your glasses nowadays, I guess.
I feel you.
Sucks to not be able to see, but look how crazy that is. They just took that car like 20 seconds to drive by it. Like, that's pretty significant. This one's crazy too.
It's weird how some of them, like, this seems kind of mundane, you might say. Nothing profound, but it's like, what is the purpose to this? It could be as intricate a purpose as the ones that are huge and elaborate.
Right.
What is this, a peak sticking out of the ground? Is there a whole building under there?
I don't know what that is.
Under these fields, like down like fucking hundreds of feet. There's probably all kinds of stuff.
That's so wild.
I got to get a drone. I love drone footage.
Right. I would be flying it in like places you shouldn't be.
Yeah, yours would be getting shot down.
This is the one I wanted you to see. That's the giant like Rubik's Cube.
Dude, that's insane.
Nuts, right?
Yeah, well, the cube inside, or the square inside the circle. The circle is woman, the cube is man. It's a feminine and masculine.
Wow.
Look at how perfect that thing is. It's unbelievable.
Right, that's what I'm saying. These are a little too perfect to be done by some like bored teenagers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see any way in or way out. I mean, these things are untouched. Nobody's been in there. You would know if somebody walked through a field with boards and all kinds of shit.
Right. Let's see what we got here. Look at that. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's like one of them crazy stars when they're just blinking nuts at you.
Look at this thing.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, that is crazy looking, that thing.
Six little whatever you call them there. I don't know. Yep, there's some more cube action.
As above, so below.
I was going to say something like that too. Just a Star of David in there as well.
It's the tetragrammatron.
Yep. It's just so perfect, you know?
Yep.
A little too perfect. This one I thought was rather interesting. Oh, I don't want Vimeo. I already have Vimeo. So cool for that. That's just ridiculous. Get your half moon, your little power sigil. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Stuff like this is even crazy too.
Yeah, that all that looks like it's like spread apart and then it could come together as something tighter, you know, like in and out kind of thing. This frequency to it, like a toroidal field, I guess I'm imagining in my head.
Oh yeah, look at this thing. Yeah, let's get an outward view. Yeah, look at that. Got your triangle in the middle, up and down, circle here, circle there. It's funny how a lot of these like things have like incomplete circles in the upper right or upper left hand corner, you know, like the gate's not complete or something like that. I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, that thing is crazy looking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I don't know. I was gonna say like maybe the plane kind of looks like that.
It could. Could look like this too, for all we know.
Yeah, we don't know.
If we're on ground level here, like over here, over there, that ain't happening.
For real.
So crazy. I think that's it for the really like crazy ones for this video, but yeah, you want to get some of your stuff going?
Yeah, screen share. So, I used to really be into archaeology. I still am, but let's see if I can do this. All right, I clicked on that. So we've looked at all kinds of archaeology, my husband and I, over the last 15 years. And I've never seen or heard of star forts until just like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. I made a whole video on it. I was blown away. And when I started researching these things, and in conjunction with mud flood, I was shocked to find out that these things are all over the place. So just real quick, can you guys see this?
Yep. Good to go.
List of bastion forts. Bastion forts are star forts. And we're just going to go down the list here. I'm not going to read them all to you, but as you can see, they are all over the world.
Just a couple places.
A minute off.
Look at that.
I'll go this way. Keep scrolling. I mean, they're like everywhere. Mexico even has them, guys.
25.2, 3, 4.
Everywhere. Philippines. Come on. Are you kidding me? Puerto Rico, Siberia, or Serbia, excuse me. I said Siberia.
Sri Lanka.
Vietnam, Venezuela. So yeah, we got a lot of places there's star forts. I just wanted to show you the list because it's vast. They're everywhere. And how the hell they got past me, I have no clue. But we're gonna go to this other page here real quick. Can you still see the screen okay?
Yeah, it's just taking a little while. There you go.
Still there?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Let me get rid of this ad real quick. All right, so here's the story on star forts. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said look at that thing.
Let's zoom in a little here. Bring everything in closer. This right here is Willemstad, Netherlands. The Dutch city of Willemstad, for which the capital of Curaçao is named, was established in 1585. It is a star fort was constructed shortly thereafter. So already it's being established that this is from the 1500s, 1600s. And this is all fake history. They added 1,000 years onto the timeline, so we know that's a lie. And clearly, these things are magnificent in construction. They're amazing earthworks that are usually in conjunction with some type of a waterway around it, a river, a canal. Somehow they incorporate water into these star forts, which is pretty amazing. But they all have dates going back to either the 1300s or the 1600s. This one here is, what's this one called? Santa Maria de France. This one here.
That's crazy.
And yeah, people live in these things. There's little mini cities in some of them. Oh, this is pictures, an ad. Oh, I hate ads. So as you can see here, the star fort, it's right next to a river. They've incorporated the river into the star fort, made a moat around it. I mean, it wasn't just strategic. These were actually frequency based. And I think when you live within these, you have a certain frequency when you're within the walls of it. And of course, there's a safety issue to it as well. But I think they go way underground and they have a whole other purpose than what we're seeing on the surface as far as military strategic stuff goes.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone in the chat was saying a couple of minutes ago that most of them are located near water. And the first three you showed me are on the water or in water. So there's that for you.
Yeah, this one's right at the water. The Statue of Liberty one, of course, is on the water. We don't know what's going on underneath here, though. Underneath here, there's a whole nother system going on, and it most likely connects to this in one way or another. But usually you can see that connection on the surface. This one, again, 1798. So these are all pre-1800s. So these were here before the mud flood. I think that they may have had some sort of maybe even like what I'm trying to say is like a force field around them to where most of these star forts didn't get damaged. They actually made it through intact.
You know what it looks like to me? They were built for a flood. So like maybe they had like drainage systems already built into it. Like they were flooded at first and then this is what reemerged because maybe they had a decent calculation of something they could preserve. These people, because they had
this one's in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Japan.
Interesting.
And then this one here is in Palmanova, Italy.
Oh, wow.
Check this one out. Whoops. I don't know why I just did that. Let me go off of it.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I don't know.
Come on, Jen.
I got it.
You're glitching out.
People live in this thing, guys. People live in this. It's just like unbelievable to me. See if I can move
Wow.
it over.
Look at that.
Still trying to learn to control this thing. But yeah, it was a star fort. You can see the outer edges here. See these outer edges? You can see the ring going around it.
Oh, yeah. You got like a little obulus in the middle.
Yes.
Something.
Let me see if we can get in there even more. Yep,
Yeah,
that's about as far as I can go.
That's okay. You got a hexagon as your base pattern. It just spreads out from there. That's interesting.
Yeah. Amazing. So yeah, given the historical information on these things, they're basically from either the 1300s up until the 1700s. And I've looked at ancient castles, all this architecture that went into the whole medieval thing that they said, when these things were created and everything. Never once did I ever come across star forts. And that's why one of the most things I find fascinating about them, because for me, it was like a Mandela effect. They came out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? This one's in Halifax. Check this one out, guys.
Wow.
Cool. Try to move it. I can't move the picture over. It's about as far as I can go.
That's still okay. That gives you a decent outline. Uh-oh, what are you lagging out?
Yeah, and okay. So, yeah, I'm lagging a little. But what I want to point out on this one and another one that I have to show you guys is, you see how it's cut into the earth and you can see under this here?
Yeah.
That I think that there's layers and layers that go down. And this may even have been part of the mud flood wall itself that they came in and they dug some of it out.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before.
Okay,
like maybe they built these things to withstand, maybe not withstand, but like reemerge when all the dust settles at the end of the day.
Right. So it reminds me of this one here. This one here looks like this is mud flood stuff up here. And they dug this thing out down to here. You know what I mean? See how it's into the ground?
Yeah. That's crazy. It's like a castle in the ground.
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly. And how far down does it go? It probably goes pretty far down. So let me get back over to where we just were. What was I on? I think it was this one. Oh, no. Not that one. We're going to go back to that one in a second, though. I get lost in all these tabs. All right. So, yeah, there's that one. And then here's another really cool one.
Oh, wow. That one was
this is
wow, Netherlands.
Yeah, that one was in Halifax.
Wow.
And then this one's in Netherlands. And there, again, it's incorporated the water in it. I mean, it's amazing. This place is just, wow.
That's incredible patterns.
Man, regular size man, our size man did not create this, guys. There wasn't even the manpower, the things that it would take to do this type of earthen work is not capable back then. I'm sorry. It's just not. You had to have very large people with technologies and the supply chain of moving things around, excavating things, bringing in materials, taking out materials. I mean, come on. This is just wow. Look at the way the water is completely curved all around it. They carved all that out.
Something did.
Something did. That is just wow. So beautiful.
It is. It is. I wish there was like a blueprint or like a starting picture, and then this was the end product, before and after. That'd be good to have, but
so that's
going on here.
This is going to take me over to this picture. We were looking at this the other day, Steve. Remember you showed this when we were checking out cathedrals. This is actually a star fort, but the cathedral on top is amazing. I'm going to try to zoom in on it if I can. I don't know if it'll let me or not. Let me see here.
Where is this?
Picture. This is in France.
It looks like a painting.
No, it's real. That when the tide comes in, it surrounds it, and all you see is the water. You can't see the land at all. Sorry, I'm trying to move it around, guys. Look at this cathedral. Look at those flying buttresses that they have sticking out everywhere. This is absolutely 100% the same architecture that we saw in Barcelona and in Germany. And the other one that you showed, I forget where it was, Steve. Venice.
I showed a couple. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Crazy
So,
in the world.
We're supposed to believe that in this time frame, all these architects all had the same vision in mind on how to build these things.
Yeah. And that's strange.
No communications, there's not like you could just text somebody or email them your plans and stuff and collaborate and say, oh yeah, that's right, this guy lived 600 years ago, but I really want to know how he built his stuff. I'm going to build one of those.
Yeah, well, sometimes, like you said, they were like hundreds of years, thousands of years apart, and thousands of miles in completely different cultures, and they somehow build not the identical same exact building, but a building with the same base properties. It's interesting how that happens.
There's a whole town in here, guys. Whole town in this star fort. So this is a coning effect star fort. Where the other ones are mostly flat, and I think they cone underneath the ground and head down. But this is similar to like the Tower of Babel.
That's what I was thinking too. Interesting stuff.
Yep. And then there's the tech on top. If I can get into that.
Yep. So someone just commented free energy. There you go.
Yep. Now imagine all this in distance is mud, which it most likely is because new rivers formed over the top of the lands, covered up old rivers and stuff. And I remember hearing in some archaeology that when they would dig stuff up to a certain point, sometimes they would dig up an ancient river and stuff that was way underground. So who knows what else is out there laying under all this stuff? That's what I think of when I see these types of pictures. I'm like, wow, I wonder what else is out there. Even when you look at that Tom Cruise movie, Oblivion, everything that he's riding on top of looks like this in the background. And clearly there's a whole bunch of shit under it. So yeah, I wanted to point that out because I know you had this picture up the other day. And then we're going to go over here. This is the Starfort Gallery. So we're going to have a little fun with this. Get some of this. This is Portuguese, this one here. Let's see if I can get them to go big.
There you go.
So it's amazing. They're ever at 1575.
Wow.
I don't think so. And I think it goes way further down than what we're seeing on top here, for sure. Kind of gives a location of where it's located. They're on the map. Let me see, I think. Okay, so I probably have to go back to each picture to get each one up. Kind of small. I didn't really want to do that. Let's see here. I've never really been on this page. I just saved it. Okay, so here's one that's this one's kind of like an old one that's like probably older than the other ones that we've seen. It's kind of demolished on the inside.
That's still a crazy borderline structure you got there, though.
You have the river coming down here, right? Here is where it could have possibly naturally even branched off right there. And then they incorporated that into this whole thing going around. This is water, guys, going around the whole thing of it.
Wow.
So, yeah, water definitely plays a part in the operational frequency of this particular complex and all the other ones that we've shown. And if you don't see water on the surface, I guarantee you they've tapped into a water table somewhere along the line and incorporated it in. It's just we don't see it on top.
Or there was a lot of water there before and now there's not, i.e. mud flood.
Yeah. So let me go back a page here. It's kind of load slow, this page, but here's some cool ones here.
We got Bermuda.
Yeah, this is in Prussia and France and Belgium, these next pictures. This is a smaller size star fort, but still, again, the water all around it. It's pretty old star fort. It just kept its shape because you know why? It's that well built. You would think if it was some earthen work that man did back in the early fucking 13th century when he could barely even get across a road with a fucking jackwagon, was building this kind of stuff. Yeah, and that it was made to last. Clearly, it survived a lot. So it's really interesting. how the
Yeah,
water's in.
it's interesting how old these places are too. Like 1830. There you go. Like it all lines up with all the mud flood stuff and all the stuff happening in the United States, like when the White House came up around that time too, and the monument allegedly, and all this other stuff that was either there a long time ago or built in the image of something that was there a long time ago, or in another important ley line. You know?
Yep, this one's in Belgium. It's not a
Wow.
huge one. I can't really tell if there's water off to the side here or not, or if this is water going around it or just a shadow, but you don't really get too many good pictures of this one. But still, they're everywhere. This is my point to this part of me showing you this, is just that the fact that they're everywhere. And look at it. Look at the doorway here. Huge. These are the people. I mean, it's not as massive as some of the doorways we've shown, but still, it's big.
Wow, look at that.
That's kind of the interior of it. Even though it looks kind of small compared to some of the other ones, they're still pretty vast on the inside. And like I said, there's things going on underneath these things that we don't know about. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff of underneath of them.
That last one, real quick, that last one you had up had a couple big doors there too that you just skimmed right by. So yeah, that's crazy.
Oh no, I did mention the door. Did you hear me mention about the door? How the people were right there?
No, you kind of like it was loading and it like buffered out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me go back to it because I did just show that doorway. I mean, I was saying like it's not as massive as some of the other doorways we've seen, but it's still a lot bigger than the people there. I have to go down a little.
Yeah.
There it is here.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. It's pretty.
I mean, if you're a man on a horse, it's pretty okay for a horse and a man to go through. But a lot of these are red brick. You can see some of the red brick here. And the Tartarians are known for their red brick buildings. When I show you this other site that we're going to go to, you will see, here's some bigger blocks, but you'll see a lot of red brick work in some of the underneath parts of these star forts. Because we're going to try to go inside one of these star forts and check it out.
Sounds
I would
good.
so love to explore this.
Huh?
I said I would so love to explore this stuff. I'm going to drop this link in the chat because then you guys can go and look at each one of them on your own. There's just so many of them, and I have a lot of other stuff I'm going to show. Let me go drop this in the chat real quick. Oh shit, I can't do it. Steve, you'll have to do it. I'll have to send it to you, I guess.
Yeah. Well, end the screen share, or what just happened?
I'm stopping it.
Go. So we don't need to see all your information.
All right, let me send it to you in a message here real quick, and then you could drop it in.
Let's put it in the private chat right here.
Okay. Forgot about that. I never use it. I never use the private chat. I'll have messages sitting there. I'll be like, oh, shit, I have messages. All right, there it is. So you guys can look at that site at your own leisure because I have another good site lined up that we're going to look at. Let me go back to screen share. Entire screen share. Oh, boy. Did I do that right?
Yep, it's right here. Oh, now it's not. You made it go away.
Oh, sorry. All right, hold on. Go ahead, do your thing.
There we go. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so we looked at this one. Let me get rid of this. We just looked at this one. All right. Is this the one I wanted to look at? Let me see. It's loading. All right, let's move over to this one while that one loads. Everything's loading, guys. Sorry. All right, so this one says a half a dozen indications that star forts were not made by men in our time. I agree. I'm going to look at some of these because they're pretty interesting. Whatever loads.
Dun 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 dun. Ooh, a website not in English.
Look at this thing, guys.
Holy mackerel!
Right? And
Where I want
this
to
one
go on vacation.
this one has huge stones to it too. Let me slide in here.
Oh, man, he's got some big stones.
Yeah, right.
Oh man,
Look at that thing. That you could tell it goes way underground. If they would have dug that up more, it goes way deeper.
yeah, a little too perfect, you know.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, look at all that perfect little house.
I can't believe I never heard of these things before a year and a half ago. For me, like I said, total fucking Mandela effect.
Nuts.
Have you ever heard of these things?
Nope, not that I'll admit to. Before I met.
Go ahead.
To say before I met you and Brian, nothing at all. All right.
All right, now look at this. This is an interactive map of where all these star forts are. And it blew me away. I was just, if it ever loads here, I'll show it to you. But I was just like, my God, these things are everywhere. I mean, you'd be stumbling over them practically.
Stumbling.
All right, I guess I have to click on these things. Is this I have to do?
Oh, Canada.
Okay, so this is them in Canada. This is where they're located.
Ooh, go to the one on top. Yeah.
Prince of Wales Fort. And then if we scroll down, I don't know how to do this. Let me go this way. Oh, yeah. So they're all over the United States. You just click on each one. You can see. I mean, they're just amazing. Look at this one.
Those are just Canada. Yeah. Ontario. Yeah, that's Canada.
Yeah, it is.
That's still crazy. I wish you could get a bigger picture of them, though.
Let me see if I can do it more.
What happens if you what happens if you just click on them? Like down there, you have a bunch of names like Fort this, Fort that, Fort this, Fredericks, Fort Anne. There you go. Look at that. On a mound.
Yep, right by water. Right by water. So this gives you the details on the whole thing. 1700s, 1629. So really this would be in the year of our Lord 629 right here. So the timeline's off like we were telling you. They added 1,000 years to our timeline. Nothing is what we were told. It's all something else. And average sized people did not build these things. The mound builders up in Ohio, if people research that stuff, the ancient mounds and stuff across the United States, these are major earthen works that would have took, I mean, it looks like giants did make it for sure because people didn't do it.
I know, that's so ridiculous how people still try to reason that this was all made by just regular humans in their time and with the technology that was available. Like something like that seems rather impossible. But who am I? You know, who am I?
And this one's near water. It's not. It's got a little canal going up here again, right near the water. Let me go over here real quick. See if my other page loaded. Okay, here's the map of where they all are all over the world. This is it. Look at how many there are, guys. Star forts around the world. I mean, wow. Just wow. They're everywhere. I mean, how could I have missed them? Who the fuck knows? I mean, I was searching out new stuff because I was bored with the old stuff. You can only look at the old stuff so much, you know? And how did I never see these things? It's like the Sargasso Sea. That didn't exist neither.
Wow. I guess third party in the chat said he's found about a dozen in Massachusetts. That's crazy. That's where I live. So, you know, I need something to do these days. So shoot me an email. Yeah,
man, you're going to have to go look at some of these, Steve. All right, let
It's
me
my
go back
email
over
right
here.
here, guys. Email's on the screen for third party. Shoot me an email. You said you found a dozen in mass. Scuba2114 at Gmail. Let me know. We will get them. But
Here's
yeah.
an old one. This is out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And it's like, what, did the mud flood come in and half bury this thing? Was there water around? Maybe on the other side of it, the mud took it over. You know, it's like, it's almost like it's half of a star fort.
It seems like it.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
That's wild.
It is wild. I got some other cool pictures here too. Go to this one. This is another one out in the middle of nowhere. Look at this thing.
I don't really know what I'm looking at here.
This whole, see where the red.
Oh, looks like Jen dropped off. I don't know what happened there. All right, I'll send you mail. Yep, cool. Good looks. Yeah, let me know about that. But what do you guys in the chat? What do you guys think about this stuff? I think it's interesting. A lot of them have a lot more detail than modern day stuff. And this stuff is 1500, 16, 17. Even what I was showing from the cemetery down the street from my house earlier, even that was ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And we showed the Wikipedia file telling that there's no point of origin, pretty much. The establishment, it was unknown. And there's a freaking obelisk. There's a tower on a mound. Like, who knows what's going on? But we'll give it a couple more minutes for Jen to bounce back on. I don't really know what happened there. She was glitching out a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. It is mind-boggling. It really is. It really is. There's star forts in Australia. Crazy. More people in chat. Mind-boggling. It is. It is. Okay. Huh. I hope she's okay. It was funny because before we were a little late going live. We were about 5-6 minutes late live because I signed on and I could hear her, but she couldn't hear me. It was so weird. So I had to adjust my micro settings. It just corrected itself out of nowhere, but that's crazy. That's crazy. But now you guys in the chat, you guys are rocking it tonight like every other night, of course. We got 68 live right now. That's pretty sweet. I saw it up at 72 earlier. And we've had some good people here tonight. Ceiling Fan Man, Natalie Rankla, I'm sorry, Jennifer, MT Cali 70, Pirate, Singe Man, Catherine Collier. I don't know how to say that. Well, what's up, brother? Yep, he is the Prince of the Air for sure. Gypsy Road, what's up? Blade Star, yeah, good people. Ann Foster, Heleno, what's up? Like, hell no. Darla Pernier, what's up? Yep, false history we're being taught for sure. Christine Salerno, what's up? Awesome Austin, what's going on, brother? The Outsider. Yeah, definitely check that website out, but I guess it's been a couple of minutes. I guess Jen's not coming back. I guess she's not coming back. I don't know what's going on. Here, let me get out of here real quick. What did I just do? No. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to, there we go. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll end it there. We had a good show. We had the star forts, which are everywhere. Apparently, we saw that map. It was all around the world. Those are incredible. Popped up out of nowhere. We saw what happened at the cemetery down the street from my house. That was crazy. The castle, the other building, ridiculous stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
There you are. What's up?
How long was I out for?
A couple minutes there. That like 5 or 6 minutes, but give me a minute here. Let me I got a phone call to answer. You want to say hi to the chat real quick?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Do you want layout?
All right, let me scroll up the ways here. I don't have to be on full screen. Okay, we got Gypsy Road. What's going on? Karen Ann Preston, excuse me. Natalie, what's going on? Jennifer, hi. Singeman, what's up? Signman, Singeman. Carla, what's going on? That's my aunt. Glad you're here with us. Pirate, what's up? Colleen Rose. Blade Star 775. Ann Foster. Kilian, what's going on? Who else we got? Dark Slayer 1, what's going on? Mr. Menza, what's up? Darla Printer, what's up? Ann Foster. MT Cali 70, what's going on, girl? Christine Salerno is here. That's my mother. Let's see who else got. Steve JMO in the house. Who else? Third party, what's going on? Steve Finnernan, excuse me. Hi, that's a new name. Who else we got? Third party, I said hi. Catherine Collier, what's going on? Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this show. I love this type of topic. If I can only get the screen share to cooperate with me, I'd be all good. Truth Seeker, what's going on? And Ann Foster, I'm not sure if I said hello to you. Hello. That's pretty much everybody. I'm going to go get my screen share ready so when he comes back, I'll be able to bring it up where I was. Because you guys are going to like this. We're going to look inside of the Star Fort. And most of these Star Forts are made of brick, the red brick. That the Tatarians are known for this. And I was surmising, I could be completely wrong, but I was surmising that the Grand Canyon was clearly mined. It was a mining operation going on there, excavation. What were they mining this stuff for? Well, if you look at the red brick that's in all these buildings, it looks exactly like the same color material of what must have come out of the Grand Canyon. Could they have used this to create the bricks? Because there's a shit ton of brick buildings, okay? The brick had to come from somewhere. And there was a hell of a lot of mining going on in the fucking Grand Canyon. So if you guys ever, you didn't see that show that we did, I forget which one it was called. I think it was about, we're definitely talking about the Grand Canyon and something else. God, it was like 2-3 months ago we did that show, maybe like 4 months ago now. Time's flying when you're sitting around not doing much. Yeah. So inside the bottom of these Star Forts, at least the one we're going to look at, is all brick architecture. And it's pretty amazing brickwork. And the fact that these things are so old, I mean, they're not as old as they want us to think that they are, but they were definitely probably way past the last reset. Which I don't know. It could be within the last 500 years these things were created. The whole timeline's muffed up. It's hard to say, but things are not what they tell us. If they say these things were built in 1300, that's not a correct date. 1600, it's all bullshit. Time to hit the bowl. See what everybody's talking about. Thanks for the show, guys. Love you too, Jennifer. Love it. Got to check out the website later. Yeah, check that website out for sure. It's a lot of cool stuff in there. And there's a lot of stuff to click on. You can go to each country and click on each Star Fort in each country. And if you have a laptop or whatever, you can zoom in on it. Really cool. And read all about it. It's just you have to understand that a lot of stuff that you're reading is a cover story. You have to look beyond that cover story and keep in mind that this is his story you're reading. And his story don't add the fuck up. It wouldn't even hold up in a court of law. Found about a dozen in just Massachusetts. I would really like to see those ones. They're probably very interesting. Some of them, you can't even see the structures anymore. You can just see the outline of the star-shaped snowflake kind of pattern. So it's just like grass now and stuff. There's not even any walls sticking out or anything. But I think that if they dug down in those areas, they could uncover that whole thing. It's just got inundated worse than maybe some of the other ones. There's probably a whole shit ton more that we can't see at all.
All right, bro. See you later.
Old world architecture buildings and free energy of a bygone era, hidden history from all of us. Yeah. Fuck his story. We need to write our story. All right, Steve, can I have the screen back one more time and I'll show you this brickwork?
Yeah, you have the screen now. You're live.
Okay. All right. So let me go back over here. Oh, wait, I have it here.
Let me make it big for you. What'd I miss?
Okay. Nothing. I was saying hi to the chat and talking about, star forts and where some of this stuff might be of the bricks that they use to build these structures. This is underneath a star fort. It's all bricked out. It's Tartarian architecture for sure. And that, a lot of the mining that went on in the Grand Canyon, because we've already shown and proved that clearly was mined. It's not a natural formation. That, a lot of this, the coloring of these bricks looks and reminds me of the coloring we see in the Grand Canyon. And I think that that's probably where they got a lot of the materials they used to form these bricks and stuff, because they had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, no doubt there. We showed like a regular mining operation, and then what's going on with the layers and layers all the way down to the bottom. It leads me to believe it was some sort of big mining op, or something happened there a long time ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So this is a brick staircase leading down into the star fort. It probably goes down a lot further. It probably even goes around and down some more, but this is, more brickwork. This is what it looks like. This is the same colors that you see in the Grand Canyon, which that's why it led me to think that maybe that's where all the material came from for all these bricks. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
This is down underneath the star fort, and I think that it goes down a whole lot deeper, that if they excavated this floor, it probably goes down a whole lot more, but this is amazing brickwork and architecture here.
Wow. That's like a cartoon almost. That's crazy.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. Perfect.
These people, they're like, whoa.
And it goes all the way down there. It's like, and it keeps going. This thing goes all the way around the star fort, and it goes down and down and down. And we're just not seeing a lot of, maybe some of them are inundated. They haven't excavated the insides out. Because I think standing alone without anything around it, they may go way deeper. It could be, star forts could be like a few stories high above ground that we're just not seeing because they're not dug out all the way.
Oh, you're probably right.
Look at that, guys. I mean, wow. It's perfect. That's a lot of fucking brick. And that's just in this one little spot. Where'd they get all this brick? Who was making it? Where did the materials come from? You need certain materials to make brick. And I think that the Grand Canyon is a good candidate for that. I'm not sure what this is, unless they're surmising that part of this mound work here was part of a star fort that survived. Maybe it's not all intact anymore.
What do we got?
I'm not sure what this is. It doesn't look like much. Go down a little further. Oh, it's going to open. Okay. I thought it wasn't going to take me to the link. I haven't been to this part, so I don't know what it's going to open up to.
Someone in the chat,
When this happens.
Oh, what, the double loading screen? Hey, you can't beat that. What do you got, like Firefox or something, or
Chrome? Here it is.
Here you go.
I'm just scrolling down to see if there are any good pictures, because I can't read whatever this is, Russian or something.
Oh, there should be a translate button on top.
Look at this. This is an old star fort. They put a track in it. They probably got some kind of, kid thing going on over here, and a little So they repurposed it clearly, but this is what I'm saying. A lot of these star forts, if they excavated it down into these things, they would probably find all kinds of stuff.
I was going to say it's so big that you could put a track inside of it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yep, pretty crazy. Let me see if there's any other pictures. Oh, that's that older one we were looking at earlier. Okay, so it's taking me back to these pictures. Yeah, here's one too that clearly it was inundated with mud. You could see how much it got covered up to the tops of the walls.
Yep.
This is mud flooded. If they excavated this out, it would be just as beautiful as all the other ones that we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole mud flood and these, I think they absolutely go hand in hand. Absolutely go hand in hand.
Now this is mud flooded for sure.
Yep, and you got like ancient architects all over the world telling a similar story. It's crazy. It's crazy how it's all connected through the ancient world. That most of it, it's called a myth. Like, oh, the old mythology or the theoretical blah blah. It's like, what about the reality of these lowercase g gods coming down? Like, that seems more plausible, interacting and giving us technologies and abilities. And
all right, but check this out, Steve. When I'm talking about Mandela effect with these star forts, I've never even seen these things in a movie. You would think all the mystical, magical movies that they have out with all these crazy mystical castles and places, that they would have had a movie in a star fort. And I'm talking like one of these elaborate ones that are still around and working and people are living inside them and stuff. Like, I've never seen nothing like that.
I don't know about a Mandela effect. Probably just more suppressed, forgotten on purpose, purposely forgotten history. They don't want you to look at stuff like that, so they're not going to feature it on 60 Minutes, anything like that. They don't even want to plant a seed to anything like this because it only leads to one possible conclusion, that there is an incursion and another flood type event happened after the whatever, after the Bible ended, or, there's a little bit of time between the last book and Revelation. I'm just saying, there's a couple, probably about 1,000 years that anything could have happened, and they started coming up, messing around again. And then look at the stuff started to line up, flood comes down, and they all look like snowflakes. Like I said before, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then I bet, though, like I was saying before, I bet they saw what was happening, because a lot of these things, maybe they were here at the time of the first flood and then fled into the inside of the hollow earth, and they probably saw what was happening again, and they're like, "Oh, he's about to blow us out of the earth again. Let's get back in our hole,"
And that's the frequency tone that they're putting through this plate of salt right here. I've seen this in the video before. So they put the frequency in, and it pumps out this frequency. It looks like a star fort. Even the way the rounded corner pattern here that we've seen on the other ones with the earthenwork going around it, they're kind of rounded off on the corners and stuff.
Well, what specific frequency did they put in there to get that output?
Yeah, I don't know, but you can watch the video on YouTube. We can pull it up even. If you frequency creates form, I think the title of the video is. And one of the frequencies they put through this salt plate brings up the frequency of a dragonfly, and the salt forms a dragonfly, literally. Yeah. So if they can tune into the frequency of a dragonfly, they can tune into our frequency as well and fuck with us. And that's part of what's going on with this 5G that's going to take place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the crop circles allude to that with the whole little megahertz type of thing they had there, the Wi-Fi soup and whatever.
Yeah. This one here, if I click on this one, if it comes up, hopefully, this one kind of looks like it's been partially like dug out to a point. Let me see if I can get it up. But you can see it's kind of like in ground. Holy crap. These are all star forts all over the place. Not that one. Oh gosh, it's taking me back to those pictures again. All right, I'm going to stop screen sharing. Let me see here. Stop. So that's what I have on those. And like I said before, underneath, they're the only pictures I found going into a star fort was the couple of brick ones that I have. It's really hard to find pictures of the interior of a lot of these star forts because a lot of them are militarized. They like Fort whatever, and stuff like the one under the Statue of Liberty and everything. They've militarized them that way where you can't go in and try to get down under and see what's going on. But there's a lot more going on under there. I think they actually have some sort of a hydraulic system that operates with the water or the water table, because if you get next to a river, you can figure out where the water table is. This is the same thing like the pyramids. The pyramids are right next to the Nile River, but underneath of them, they also come up to the water table. That's how far down that they go. So they knew that the water was being used to create some sort of energy here. It's definitely connected. The star forts and the pyramids being in their location and having water involved with the architecture of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And like I said before, somewhere in the chat, they pointed out off grip that most of these star forts are near or in water. And like we just saw, we probably saw maybe 5 that weren't near water, but looked like they got blasted with a wall of water at one point. So you got to take that into perspective as well, and how old all of these structures are. And it's just crazy, it's just so crazy. Maybe they're just something that I got that was brought to my attention. I was listening to an interview, and someone was talking about all the old mud flood places and all the architecture, the star forts, and what if they're like glimpses into the past for these angelic beings, and this is like what they remember, like what parts of the heavenly realm used to be like, and they're trying to portray it back down here, like, hey, you guys can build it up here, like we're just gonna mock it down here, or maybe it's just them building their memory, these structures got to come from somewhere. You don't just wake up and be like, I'm gonna do this over here. Like, no, you're like, I saw that here one time, I saw that here one time, let's put it together.
There was a whole worldly communication system for all these things to be built in the same manner. I mean, there was a grand architect to all this stuff. They were communicating with each other. They were they all have the same kind of similarities to them. They're all unique in their own structure, but they all are very, very similar, just like all the cathedrals and all these other buildings and stuff. They're all over the world. It's all the same people, the same architecture. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the star forts, the only way I got into those was because of the mud flood and the Tartaria stuff. And it was like, whoa, wait a minute. Fucking star forts? What's this? Did you ever see one of these? He's like, no, what is it? I'm like, it's a fucking star fort. They're all over the place. How did we miss this?
It's crazy times we live in, suppressed history, forgotten knowledge, not taught knowledge, just all that good stuff.
It's all a cult. It's hidden.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But here, I got a quick video I want to show you. I'm not going to put the volume on. I'm just going to speed it up a little, but it's just a those are subtitles actually. It's a I think it's 10 biggest castles on Earth or something like that, and they're interesting. Let's put it that way. Like, this is just to give you, exactly, give you a little taste at the beginning. Edinburgh Castle. Look at that.
Wow.
I think this is in Scotland. On a hill. Look at all that.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what?
That's a airport.
Yeah, there's something, something to that nature. That's why I saw that and I immediately thought of this video I was watching the other day. And I was like, wow. This is just one giant castle. Like, you'll see in a minute when it... where's that echo coming from? It's gone now. But like, this entire place is just like one city castle is what they're trying to allude at. And I think they said like 4 different types of architecture are found here, like Roman, Egyptian, and a couple other. But it's just, yeah, it got hit by a fire at one point. They were talking about a long time ago, apparently. Yep.
It's crazy looking. I never saw that one.
Psh, you and me both. You and me both. Yeah, they're working on it nowadays, and homeless people. But look at this one. This is in Japan,
Wow.
and it has like all those. There's like all those things along the side too for that free energy stuff, and
Yeah, I love Japanese architecture.
that's like a giant starfort, maybe.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? I don't
It's right
know.
near a river too. The river's right there.
That's
You
what
can
I'm
see the
saying.
edges of it.
Yep. And there's the river right there too. Look at that place, a giant palace for giant people, probably. Because, like, real quick, look at the size of these regular windows and look at the size of this giant window. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Just interesting. So, well, I'll go back a second. It makes me think this is probably the base structure and they just built around it in its image, but on a human scale, maybe, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
A nice chemtrail background.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this place is allegedly haunted, too, so that was pretty cool. You got Buddha Castle. Look at that place in Hungary. Look at that son of a gun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Tartarian.
It's something like that. Has that like greenish to it, you know what I'm saying? That old, and they have like perfectly carved statues all over it, and they got the Lion Gates. It's crazy, like the Lion Gate film.
And there's the lines on the building too. All the buildings have these lines on them.
Yep. I don't mean to go back that far, but you got the gates on the bridge, and it leads you right to the castle. And at the other end, you got more gates, and like you said, the lines. Even up here, get your old. It's a bronze horse, actually, kind of interesting. Yeah, get your Phoenix Rising, whatever they want that to really be, but that's what the true meaning is.
That looks like a cockatrice.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't look friendly.
Nope. I think they're from hell.
Neither does that.
It looks like Pan.
Probably was. Look at this place. Huge.
It's massive, dude. It's massive.
Yeah, it was like 500,000 square feet or something. And this place just got blown. I don't know what happened here, but it's in Slovakia. It just got beat down, I guess, but still has some interesting like ruined structures. Another fire happened. Clearly not a real video, but
yeah, I think some places got hit harder than others with the reset. You could see that, they try to tell us, oh, well, this is older because it's all, more damaged and eroded looking and stuff. But no, it was hit harder is what it was.
yeah, I agree with that. Wow, 532,000 square feet. Oh, this place is nasty. Look at that. Bring that back a second. Hey, look at those pillars.
Wow.
Giant doorways down here. Nuts.
Yeah, see, I think all this stuff was hit harder. It's probably all in the same time frame, but that got hit worse than, some other areas and stuff.
Absolutely. Look at that.
That's beautiful. Oh, and go back to that statue. Okay, right there. I just read about the Tatarians. They like to wear these puffed out pants. They call them bloomers.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's a Tartarian right there.
Like the poofs at the cuffs too. Sometimes depends what era. Like the really really old ones, they just had the long pants with the big poofs at the end, and the weird little arrow hats, and all that good stuff. Eating the big old chicken leg and whatnot. Look at that. It's got like the old Nazi bell thing on top of it too. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Some kind of probably tech or something.
Oh, absolutely. The Glocka, like that was their crown jewel that they never got to actually crown. Let's put it that way. But they got a little example of it right up here. I find that funny. This is in Hungary, I believe, or this is Austria. I don't quite remember.
Yeah, Austria and Germany and Poland have a lot of
old
amazing
stuff.
Architecture. Yeah, like amazing
Yep.
stuff. Especially up in their mountains and stuff.
Yeah, same thing with Spain as well, like Madrid and Barcelona. Remember that crazy, like, I don't even know where we were, like, maybe it was in Venice. I don't even know. It's just crazy stuff. That glass-looking building.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Windsor Castle is nasty. Like, holy mackerel.
Yeah, that thing is massive too. Just massive. It's too much.
Right, way too much. You got this guy.
Also, look, you got peasants running around, barely able to feed themselves, and all this crap going on. And then they found a bunch of people to build this thing, and this one little family lives in it. When you could put 20 villages of people in this place.
Well, the queen only lives here on the weekends. It's her weekend getaway. Like,
right,
yeah.
right. But I'm saying like back in the day when there was a whole lot less people in the world and stuff. You know, the kind of army of people you would have to build this thing.
I know. Oh man, Prague castles.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. You can tell how old it is because it's just like fading away to black and green at the top up there. Wow.
Wow, look at that Antiquitech. People look like ants running around.
Look at it. All of this is mud flood. Even this building, all of these buildings, this building, all of them. This whole town, Prague, is just a mud flood scene.
Yep.
Look at that. A little too perfect, I think. Wow.
That's a big archway too. Even that one in the center there. Look at that. How oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, let's go back. Like this one here.
Yeah. Just wow.
The old stained glass freaking doorway. Ridiculous. But yeah, the next shot was crazy. Look at that. Wow. Number 2. I forgot what the last 2 were. Oh yeah, this one's crazy. Look at that. Literally just on a plateau. Nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, you could tell the plateau came up and it probably covered most of it. That was all mud at one point.
Yeah, it's just like what we saw in Sodom and Gomorrah, where it was carved into the mountain.
Yes.
Couldn't tell from the surface. You had to go into the canyon to realize there was a whole building structure in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, you find these places in the oldest parts of the world, or like you said, maybe the most hard hit places of the world. Who knows?
They're Tartarians right there.
Oh yeah. Look at all that, dude. That's so crazy. You got your shitty modern day fan just hanging out there. Crazy knives and stuff. Swords.
Wow.
You want to take a ride? A couple of people will carry you.
That's crazy.
Actually, no, they put those on the back of elephants. I'm sorry. Either way, messed up. Yeah, like you said, Poland.
You climb on the backs of people to get up into that thing.
Look at this. Malbach Castle in Poland. Oh, he's getting ready.
Got some shit.
Look at that. Courtyard in the middle. Huge doorways everywhere. Windows the size of 4 or 5 people. Ridiculous. On the water, of course.
On the water, yep.
Oh, there you go. Right on the water. Son of a bitch. Never even thought about that. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I think the Pentagon might have been some sort of a star formation there, and they realized it and decided to build in that location and finish it out to their specs. But there's probably a shit ton of stuff going on underneath the Pentagon, of course.
Oh yeah, you can't deny that. Can't deny that. All right. So, what else? You got anything else you got here?
Nope, I covered all my stuff.
I did too. I'm fresh out of ammo.
I've got to reload.
Uh-oh, she's lighting it up. Watch out.
Yeah, I was probably going to stay on till about, 10 o'clock almost your time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can stay on for a little longer. I have to get my husband up for work because he works a night shift, so I'm going to be getting him up in a little bit. But the star forts and the crop circles and just all this stuff is so fascinating. I don't know if we'll ever get a real answer about what crop circles are, but clearly they're not aliens from outer space doing it. So we can check that off, okay?
Get them out of here, because that's another thing with these people. They're, they think an extraterrestrial made it from another galaxy millions and billions of light years away, and it took them 60 years to get here, but they have light speed, so it
Oh,
takes them
yeah.
60 minutes.
Or
And
they're sending us
starlets,
messages. They won't talk to
strangelets.
us, but they'll send
Yeah.
us messages through comm circles.
Exactly. How stupid is that? Like, so they're from billions of miles away. They're going to come to Earth not to interact with me or you individually, but to leave a message in a random field and then fly away. Like, no. Sounds more like someone in our little flat realm is talking to someone on the other side of our realm, which would make them extraterrestrial, territorial, and merging technologies, seeing what they can do, seeing how we can do it over here. It's how it all works. That's why they're 50 to 100 years ahead at all times, because we're using stuff like this, the computer that runs on, the regular stuff, and they're using stuff that runs on qubits, a computer that runs on qubits. Sounds ridiculous, but look at the D-Wave. One of the D-Wave runs at 1028, and the other one's like 2046, and then 4098. And they just go on. They double every year in microwave, like microtech, or I don't know how to sum it up.
Now? How long have we had D-Wave? For how many years now? Because they're probably so far beyond what they showed us a few years back.
Maybe 10, but Gordy Rose already stepped down. He's like, it's all done. That's packaged up. We're good to go. I'm going to go to Kindred and make robots that are indistinguishable from human beings.
They want you to think. They want you to think it's good. It's done. I'm stepping down from that. We don't need to expand on it. But actually, that's all they're doing. Is if this thing's multiplying at that rate, they're probably just beyond what we can even conceive right now.
Well, I think they got it to the point that it runs by itself, on itself, for itself, and using that information to make these, silk skin humanoid robots or whatever, like you see in Westworld and the other show I was showing you there, the Altered Carbon, that intro. Yeah, like it's just all crazy how it all has to do with that white substance and nanotechs and chips and and snakes and all this other crazy stuff and
well, it's funny you mentioned that white stuff because in Westworld they make them in this white milky stuff. Milk is one of their things that they bring up in the first season of Westworld. If they got shot, when they bleed out this white stuff and they like to drink milk. And there's always seeing the stars with the white lip saying "got milk" on it. It's a lot of white symbolism there with that. And then you got the black goo, the programmable black goo, the nano goo, or whatever they're calling it. I don't know how they make this stuff. I think what it is the black goo is from a place under the earth called Sheol, where the disembodied spirits are and stuff like that, ghosts or whatever, and demons and stuff. And they're using that as a technology. They harness it out and they're able to merge that with technology and program it and stuff. I don't know. It's just a theory.
I can't deny that. I can't tell you you're wrong. Who am I, But it's just crazy the world we live in and how we have to even think about stuff like that, like how milk plays in and how like the milk baths. I'm just looking at the chat right now. It's just so crazy. Yeah. Is that milk and blood make pink? There you go. Like the no frequency color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just
and
so
in one
crazy.
episode, the recent episode of Westworld, one of the girls got killed, and they do have a certain amount of blood in them, so it does look like when they first get cut, they're bleeding regular. But when they really bleed out, they bleed out the red and then the white stuff that they're made of. So in that last episode, she's laying in a pool of her like milky blood, all over her, all around her and stuff. I was like, wow, check this out.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's crazy. I got to check out Westworld. My Fire Stick isn't really working anymore, but I got to find a different way to do it. But it is what it is. But there's a good comment on the screen there. What's under Antarctica ice? You want to fire away first?
Well, I think that the ice shelf probably goes down a ways. And then under that is more water. The water that's on the other side of the ice wall is the same as water on our side of the ice wall. But the ice wall is the dividing line between it. So I think there is an underneath way, but there still may be some sort of a barrier under there that we wouldn't be able to, say, submarine down under this ice shelf and go out that way. I don't think that's
Okay.
possible. Or I think they would have done that by now. Or maybe they have to wait till a certain season, a certain alignment, a certain time of the year to be able to penetrate that barrier in certain locations. But yeah, I just think that the ice ring is there. It goes down so far, like, I don't know, another 800 meters or something down, maybe a couple of miles down. It could be 8 miles down before it connects again to the water underneath, because there's waters above and there's waters below.
Yeah. Cool. Absolutely. This is not what I personally think, but here's a possibility. So there could possibly be the archons, some of the fallen angels trapped in the ice barriers deep beneath the the ice shelves and whatnot, and all of these like ice shelf crackings and the volcanic lava spotted in Antarctica, and all these lava pools that are starting to manifest themselves. That could all have something to do with the whole global warming thing, because in reality, up here in the Northeast, it's not global warming. For us up here, it's actually global cooling. It's been like 50 degrees the entirety of May, besides today and yesterday. April was like 45-degree average. So everything's just been lower. And it's not just this year, it's been previous years as well. If anything, it's been slightly warmer, like a handful of winter days. That's a whole nother discussion. But what these people are doing, we live in a dome, correct? In a dome that is pretty much impenetrable, that keeps us inside, that probably locks our air in. So it's kind of like one big ventilation system. So I think they're taking pockets of hot air, let's say just from the Northeast for this instance, because that's where it happens. It's a lot cooler up here when it's supposed to be warmer. They're taking the warm pockets. I think they're shifting it down south and starting to melt these ice pockets, and that's where these crackings or whatnot are coming from. And maybe
Yeah.
the lava pool is an excuse because they're melting at such a high rate because it's been so cool up here, and now they're making it warmer down there in some places, not all places, because I have an app on my phone that I could literally pinpoint the temperature in every given place on Earth, apparently. And every time I go to Antarctica, it's like 2, -7, -30, all that good stuff. So I don't know what's really happening, but I think it's starting to get a little funky down there. Let's put it that way. Maybe they're de-thawing things like we saw in Transformers, where they had, what's his name, their Megatron on ice, and they moved him to where they move him to. What's that place in
The dam. Wasn't it that
Dam,
dam?
Hoover Dam? What's up? First of all, what's up with the Hoover Dam? Hoover Dam's nuts, dude. Like that
Those
should
big
be a
Archon angels, the giant angels on it.
yeah.
And then you have that thing emerging out of the water, which could be like, Lucifer coming up from the abyss.
Absolutely.
Coming to a water
Yeah.
portal of some sort.
Well, that's where Megatron comes out of too. He comes right out of that little whatever, possibly entrance to the abyss. And here, I'm just gonna get some pictures up of this. I completely forgot. I wanted to mention this like a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about all this stuff. Like, I think the Hoover Dam, I think they stumbled upon it and they started refurbishing it, and then it was finished right around the time of Roosevelt or whatever. And that's when they claimed, like, oh, look, we built this structure and finished it. I think a lot of this was here beforehand. A lot of it. And they just maybe filled in some gaps or smoothed out some cement, because these pillars or whatever these are, I feel like they've been there a long time. And maybe in the bridge, maybe they just built the bridge. I don't know. I really don't know. But here, let me get this.
I agree with you. It looks like definitely a project that would have been a massive undertaking in the era that we're talking about. I know they could build some really cool stuff and big ships and all this stuff for war and everything, but this whole dam is on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Like, why would they have these things there?
Exactly. They're creepy and they're huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Like, what do you think
that looks like a wall of mud behind them.
It is. Like, what do you think they're hiding in there? Or what do you think is hiding in there? Look at that. Some nice, beautiful black writing.
Yeah, it's that black granite.
What's this?
That's that thing emerging from the water.
They died to make the desert bloom. That sounds great.
Yeah, they mean supposedly the workers that died while they were constructing this.
Oh,
And yeah, but still, it looks like there's a dome there where you just read. Like that would be a dome, and this would be like Lucifer rising, trying to break out of the dome.
yeah, absolutely. This is just all nuts. Like, come on. Like, what do you think they're holding in there? Not just water, surely, you know?
You remember from the movie, they show inside the inner workings of the dam and how massive it is in there and stuff. Like when you go down underground where they control all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
It is crazy. Let me go back up to the top because let me get out of here. Go Hoover Dam. I think there was an inside button. Here it is. This is allegedly from inside the dam. These are just generators, I guess. Giant silver or stone walls around them. Just incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. A giant ass tunnel. I wonder what that's for. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. I don't know, guys. What do you think this place is? I think there could be big beings hiding down here. My opinion. I don't know. There could be like a giant CERN we're not told about. Or it could be a bunch of technology. I don't know. But there's something creepy going on. Something irregular. Something not right happening at the Hoover Dam. But it looks like Jen has left the room. Yeah, it looks like CERN. That's what I'm saying. Could be a deep underground military base, too. Who knows? Who really knows? They have secret base. I don't really know what could be down there.
Sorry, I had to run and get my husband up real quick.
What do you think they're doing down there? Someone's saying they're doing CERN. Someone's saying it's a deep underground base. I think it's a place where they're just preserving or maybe just a safe spot or a communication base where they talk to interdimensional 25-foot tall beings or something like that. Look at that. Tunnels to Area 51. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, yeah, they got tunnel systems all over the place underneath. Everything's connected. All of it is. They even have just things. There's just whole cities under there that they've built that we don't even know about. A whole nother civilization of people they have down there that probably have never seen the light of day.
Yeah. Yep, something's up with the damn dam.
Yeah. Damn that dam.
That goddamn dam. Oh, man. Shouldn't be saying that, but man.
It was predicted in one of those $20 bills or $50 bills or something, a certain way you fold it. There were surmising.
I remember that.
And it looked like a wave of water coming over it, like it was breaking and crashing. And then the next one looked like it was kind of broken, like a big crack down the middle of it and stuff.
It was the new 20. I think it was. I'll have to check that out. That's crazy. So much crazy stuff is happening these days and has happened that we just didn't pick up on back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't know where this is all leading, but it's not leading anywhere good. If we allow all this stuff to happen and continue on with his story, we're fucked. We need to stand up, rise up. We need to actually get physical if need be to remove these people and stop letting them run our lives with nothing but lies. Lies and deception.
Yep.
If we let them do that, where silence is consent. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think this was interesting, too. Ann Foster said, and I can confirm that, too, they just had an earthquake in Nevada 2 days ago. I think it was a 5.6 or maybe a 6.1 in the middle of the desert. I don't think there's any fault lines in the middle of the desert, and it was only 10 miles deep, if that.
Wow.
So I think that Harper or Nexrad or what's the other one there? Oh, man. Not HARP, not Nexrad. Who are the other? DARPA. They probably have something to do with it, too. 6.4, exactly.
Wow. Yeah. Or they could be expanding on some of their tunnel systems.
Yeah, well, I got a funny feeling they're probably all set on those, but
Oh,
maybe they're
if it
just
was
trying to.
QAnon would be like, they're blowing up their tunnels because they're stopping the pedos from escaping. That's why you felt an earthquake.
Right, or one of the pedos escaped and they tried drilling tunnels with dynamite and now they're caught and Bill Gates is in custody and we're gonna
Yeah.
drain the swamp and Mike
Oh,
Pence
yeah.
at the deep state. You guys are
Donald Trump filled the swamp, okay? He didn't drain nothing, he filled it. And you
right.
wouldn't have got anything different with Hillary or anybody else they would have stuck in there, okay? Look at the people that Donald Trump has presented to you as people that he advises with. Fucking Fauci, you got Kushner, you got all these other fucking, I mean,
Homo.
he's in
God.
bed with Israel up to like fucking here.
Yeah, he loves them.
Oh
He
yeah,
loves them.
Israel.
I remember when he first came into play into office, they were talking right off grip. Trump thinking about passing the Noah High laws. I'm like, what? I'm like that.
Yeah.
Like, who could have saw that coming?
Yep, I remember hearing all about that. I even posted some videos on it. I think they got taken down, but those no-hide laws are no joke, and it's draconian measures across the board. I mean, like you do this, you offend this fucking particular law. I mean, you know, you'll lose an arm, you lose a leg, they'll just decapitate you, stoning, whatever. It's like medieval times or some kind of like
Stoned to death.
Yeah,
I'm
crazy.
just kidding, but yeah. To say Trump is a
There's
whole
good
psyop
stone,
myself.
there's bad stone.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what the crazy thing about the whole Trump truthers is? It's you know, some people I know about flat Earth. Bill Gates is a bad guy, microchipping this, that, and the other thing, and they're still like Donald Trump's gonna save the day. I'm like, no. I'm like, you know who's gonna save the day? You're gonna save the day if you
Yep.
wake the fuck up and understand what's happening and make people aware. Not
We
a
are
guy
the
on
ones
TV. That's a false prophet. That's us looking at
That's-
someone on the tell lies to your vision for answer. For help, for mercy.
Yeah.
You know,
They
you're
got
supposed to
you
ask for
smoking-
help and mercy. You're supposed to ask God upstairs.
Yeah, they got you
Not-
smoking
not
the
Donald
hopium.
Trump.
The
Yeah.
hope that this guy will save us. This one will be different. This one's going to do everything he said. What did he say to Hillary Clinton? If I was president, you'd be in jail. He's president.
yeah.
She ain't in jail. Clearly,
Nope.
he's a liar.
Now Obama's going to jail.
Oh yeah, right.
Give me a break.
I think Obama still sleeps in the White House. He still thinks he's president or something.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I ain't into this jackwagon activity.
No
No.
jackwagon activity allowed. No, thank you. Oh,
Highly suspicious jackwagon activity going on in the White House.
way too suspicious. It's not good
I wonder
either.
what's under the White House, though. Seriously, there has got to be a tunnel system that just spider webs out from the White House and goes in all different directions. Because they got shit that leads. This is how they bring kids and stuff into the White House through these tunnel systems. They'll be on the outskirts of town, go into a fucking pizza place or something. Next thing you know, 10 minutes later, they're coming up the steps in the fucking White House and shit. It's a pizza party.
Oh, that was so stupid when all that stuff came out. Everyone's like, oh, look, they're, the deep state, this, that, they're getting exposed. I'm like, yeah, it's called the externalization of the hierarchy, people. It's how they roll. They show you what they're doing so you can consent. Because how many people went to work the next day and just did what they were doing anyways? Everyone.
Yeah. People are going into that pizza place trying to film inside. You can see some of the artwork in there. They're still open. Comet Ping Pong or whatever the fuck it was called. Pizza Ping Pong. I don't even know. But that's just one of many locations along the area. They'll let that one location blow up and let people speculate and all this stuff. But guarantee you, there's pizza places and all kinds of shit, little Chinese restaurants and stuff all over the place that these people frequent and do their little dirty work. Say the president wants to leave the White House and go over to one of these torture rooms below one of these restaurants or something, and there's kids there waiting for him. They actually get off on torturing and murdering children. I mean, across the board, torture, murder, rape, all this stuff. And then, nothing ever gets done about it. They're just telling you, this is what we're up to. This is how we roll.
Yeah, and they get off on that too. They get off on telling you. They get off in multiple ways, actually. They actually like get off like by telling you, because they're like, that's how, that's a rule in their book. First of all, they got to tell you. That's part of their plan, and that makes them feel good. That makes them feel good in two ways, because they just pulled a big elaborate psyop on you and you fell for it. And then B, they just told you it too. So now technically they're off the hook in their opinion.
Yeah.
That's their way of consent. And then you were quiet about it the whole time. So you gave your consent. So it's a
And then
double way consent, and then it's good to go. And
they
that's how
got,
they hold you to it. They
and
hold
then
you.
they'll put somebody on the chopping block like Weinstein or somebody, and or Jeffrey Epstein, the Epstein Island and everything, and it'll be like everybody will hone in on that, and oh look, and something's getting done about it, and oh look, they put him in jail and all this stuff. When actually that's just distracting you from all the other crap. It's just letting you know that this is who they are, this is how they roll. They love fucking little kids and all this stuff. And okay, here we're going to throw you one. When actually we're going to take him underground, and he's going to get reassigned to a whole nother thing. But at the end of the day, you're going to think he went to jail and he got murdered in jail, and everything's good. And then the pedophilia continues.
Yep, and they just simply leave the world stage. That's it. That's it. They just go to the other part of the earth where we're not allowed to go and live their life.
They control the narrative across the board with all these top stories that everybody sees that thinks something's getting done. It's just it's a lip service for the people. It's all it is.
It's ridiculous.
Because I guarantee you, it's happening all day, every day, 24/7. It's still happening.
Oh, without a doubt, especially over in Europe too. It's disgusting everywhere. It's terrible. It's terrible, and people have to wake up to the real facts, not the fact that it's happening, but why it's happening. No one ever asked that. They're like, oh, it's happening, it's bad. But I'm like, do you understand why it's happening, why they're doing this? Because they're serving a deity that wants them to do that, that gets off by that. It's all sick and disgusting. And I'm happy that we're over here with common sense and real, true values to life, where we don't have to subject ourselves to looking at that, doing that, or partaking in any of that. I don't consent to any of that, and that's why we do things like that, to spread awareness. So it's off my back now, but now it's on someone else's back to make more people aware. And if you make 100 people aware, they'll make 100 people aware, then they'll make 100. It's not that hard, guys. Just make a stupid little YouTube channel and go for it, or go outside, get a protest, not a protest, but like a whatever, an actual protest for real reasons. Not that I want to go back to work, hop on the hamster wheel, and pay taxes the rest of my life. Like, how about let's introduce human rights and basic human needs? We don't need UBI, universal basic income. How about we all just work for each other and with each other, not for one person, not for a corporation, but for the means of the community, and we can all get along. We don't need money. You got the guy that gets the meat, you got the guy who cooks the meat, you got the gardeners, the vegetable people, the nurses, the this, that, and the other thing. If we lived in abundance, exactly.
If we lived in abundance, everybody would take this on themselves. It wouldn't be like, oh, well, who's going to decide who gets assigned where, and who's going to, you know what I mean? You won't need all that, because you'll be born into it, and you'll already be coming up in that culture of a mindset. Everybody's already living in abundance. Everybody has everything they have. There's enough land and resources across the plain that every single solitary person on the plain should have their own farm and be able to self-sustain themselves and their family. They wouldn't even have to go out anywhere to get anything, because every one of us would have a farm and we wouldn't have to do this stuff. But no, they took the narrative. They have us, boxed in these large cities, compacted in, living on top of each other and stuff, relying on them for resources, water, electricity, food. You don't have any of this stuff on your own. You got to go to them for it, because you're living in one of their fucking super cities, or whatever you want to call it. This was the plan all along. I think part of the Tower of Babel and a lot of these early civilizations were dealing with a lot of that. When you see all these old movies, or if you watch Spartacus and you go into where like Capua and all these other ancient places where they're just like living in filth and stuff like that. But everybody on the outskirts of town, they're farming, everything's great. You know what I mean? We weren't meant to live the way we're living. It's all backwards and upside down. It's total opposite from the way things should be. Everything should be spread out and spaced out and breathable and clean. We wouldn't have all this congestion and nastiness all located in one area, one location, like these major cities like New York and Philadelphia and stuff.
Well, that's how the whole pollution thing happened, because you have super cities, you know, putting all that crap in the air. But if everything was spread out, you know, if we weren't living on top of each other, like you said, because there's like thousands of acres in the countryside that are owned by private corporations where nothing happens, where they could easily put another 30, 40,000 resident homes and with like a mile, not a mile, but maybe an acre or two in between each other, how it's supposed to be. Look at back in the day, all the plantations down south, they weren't next to each other. You have to go down the effing road to go to your neighbor. That's how it was all supposed to be. And they were all living just fine. Little did they know that they had a whole country behind them, but they just arrived on the shores. You know, they made with what they had.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, you know, it was like safety in numbers when they would go, like, you know, pilgrimage to different locations and you know, set up little colonies and stuff like that. I could see that happening. But once you explore the land, you know, the whole design of the United States, like even this city of Washington, D.C., that was already all contrived and mapped out before they even got here. It's like, okay, that's it. That's the location. That's where we're going. This is how the city's going to be built. A lot of these mud flooded towns are supposedly so much built up, and there's so little people in there. It's like they already expected that, like they're droven people in, you know. Well, where's all the food sources coming from? All these cities that you see, like San Francisco back in 1900. There's no farms around. You don't see any cattle anywhere. You just see rows and rows of streets, no trees. It's barren. It's just like, where's all the food coming in from for all the people that live here? You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm
don't make sense.
Well, that's what I'm saying about like the whole big cities. Like a lot of people, like let's say you're in an airplane or just in the distance and you're looking at a major city. A lot of people be like, wow, look at how beautiful it is. And like the last couple of years and months, really, I've been, you know, looking at them and like, wow, like that's really disgusting. You know, like there's a bunch of like metal and crap and where there's supposed to be land and trees and beaches and whatnot. And you know, it's not supposed to be all like that. It's not supposed to be everything right here, 1.5 million people right here with buildings this tall. It's supposed to be like a couple people here, a couple people there, a little community here, land, some more people, the hill. Exactly. It's all congested together, and it smells, and it's
somewhere disgusting. In the Bible, it says something about us not living on top of each other, that we should spread out and stuff. It's just completely unnatural for us to live that way. And when they have you living in a big city, you literally rely on them for everything. Yeah, you might have a little garden of tomatoes and cucumbers growing out back, but that's about all you got. You can't take care of yourself. You have to rely on the system at that point. They're providing you your electricity, your water, all the food that comes into your city is provided from them. Even if you go out into the suburbs, where they have a little bit more land around them, they're still relying on the system and stuff. Nobody's using that land pretty much, and like they'll put an in-ground pool and patio furniture out there and stuff like that. But as long as they have the system to rely on, it becomes generational and stuff, and it's acclimated after so many generations. Whereas before, everybody was like the Indians. Okay, the Indians, they didn't all clump up. They were all kind of spread out. They had a location that they were in, their tribe was in, but each one could take care and support their own little family and stuff. And they trade it and like said, okay, so maybe your neighbor over here, they're growing a little bit extra tomatoes and you got extra cucumbers, you know, and that's how it works. But everybody works together at that point. You get together, you have a meeting. Okay, well, maybe we should build a little ditch over here and bring some water in from this stream over here, and we can build some more crops. Okay, that'll make us more abundant. I agree to do that too. Let's all go out and do it. There's no work. There's no 8 hours. There's no boss. It's beneficial to the little localized community that you've created that is not all on top of each other, and certainly no taxes involved.
Yeah. Sounds like a great way to live.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. Good luck finding that nowadays. It's ridiculous. Taxes.
From
you gotta have
level of the plane.
snacks, your food, your socks, your shoes, your bed, your house, your car, your toilet paper, you name it. And now they're putting COVID-19 surcharges on places. So that's how they got to pay their employees the extra X amount of dollars per month, or per week, whatever it is, per hour, whatever, So that's how they're starting to ramble some more cash from you. And it's not like low key places doing that, like the old mom and pop gardening store down the street. It's like CVS, Rite Aid, all this other stuff. They have like $2.50 COVID-19 surcharges. But they already have plenty of money to pay the other people. They profit off of all this other crap. They sell a pill for 0.05 cents, and they sell it or they buy it for that, or manufacture it for that, and they sell it for like $10. Like, come on. You telling me you don't have enough money to pay these people the hazard pay anyways? It's ridiculous.
Well, what is it too is that, like, even with Walmart, they're doing masks and temperatures now and have all this extra stuff going on that all has to get factored into their budget that they didn't need before all this stupidness happened. So somebody's going to pay for that. Either their prices are going to go up, or they're going to start adding on this extra COVID tax. It's all a big scheme anyway for them to make money. We already know this whole thing's fake, and Walmart is in on it. I'm sorry. The owners of Walmart are in league with the military. They have always been right on top of the agenda of everything that's happening. And they were the first ones to get their spit guards up and all kinds of stuff. It's like their stickers on the ground. Everything was rolled out, ready to go as soon as this thing popped off.
Yeah, well, the thing with Walmart is, I remember when this first started popping off, I think it was like his second or third little interview that Donald Trump had, the little press conference or whatever. He had the CEO of Sam's Club or Walmart or whatever it is, and talking about how they're gonna, have testing sites in their parking lots, this, that, and the other thing. We're gonna step our game up, enforce the rules, and before that happened, that's when you were showing me the videos of them putting up the quote unquote Tesla towers. So I found that rather interesting. And now in the local Walmarts around here, like you said, some of them, not around here, but some of them have the stickers on the floor, or the painting on the floor that is 6 feet apart, social distancing, the arrows. But the ones around here, Jen, it's straight tile already. They already switch out the floor. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Look, I got it. Give me 2 minutes. Talk to the chat or whatever. I got to make a sandwich. Hold on. All right? I'll be right back.
All right, chat. Looks like it's just you and me. Well, you know what? I'm gonna play a song. We're gonna go on break for a minute. I'm actually gonna play 2 songs. So enjoy this, guys. I guess we'll be right back with a third segment.
How about you? You're building on a solid foundation. Solid ground. You understand the belief foundation that you live for. I'm blowing in the wind like a leaf in the dust storm. Do you build on the sands of the seashore? A life that will crumble when the end comes knocking at your door. Break what you built in 1 second. Tearing down brick barricades with the wick upon of justice. Crush what you trust in life. Had you boxed in a cabin of sin with no land to the better direction. Fatal deception, a life full of guessing. Believe in the nothing, but they made assumptions. Breaths of abundance. Human destruction like the split of an atom. Reckless abandon that you cannot fathom. Imagine the heat from the breath of a dragon. Examine his teeth, so they sharpen the jag. Would you ask for forgiveness now if you can have it? Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die? Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die? Instruction is just commandments were spoken. The lid from the Pandora's box has been opened. The seal has been broken. The rope has been cut. The race is now ended. The timer is up. The scroll is unfolded. There is no more doubt. The sound of the galloping horseman is loud. It's clear to the ears that have eyes that are seen, revealing exactly what prophets were dreaming and writing about on that too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die?
Ooh, I just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I'm really sick of living, stuck and trapped in the system. You're just a brick in the wall, and I got my back up against it. I represent the resistance, they want me back up in prison. But I'm the master of my path, and I won't slack on my mission. You're lacking the vision, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. They hide the truth in plain view, right in front of your face. I used to think the world was normal, but that wasn't the case. We're just some goyim on a hamster wheel, running in place. Turn up the bass, I grab the microphone and all I do is rock it. This little light of mine, I let it shine and you can't stop it. But there's nothing these corporations just won't do for profit. This fake ass world that we live in is sick, it's truly toxic. If you don't see it that way, okay then keep talking. Don't bump into that wall while you're sleepwalking. The alarm is going off, I hear it beep often. I'm at the double doors of truth, I'm gonna keep knocking.
I just want to live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just want to fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I refuse to just go quietly into the night. There's forces of darkness at work and they're restricting the light. I'm so fed up with the lies, they tell us this isn't right. It's ODD TV, you best believe I'll get up and fight. This is my plight, I'll never let you cowards get the best of me. Took the red pill, now it's time to fulfill my destiny. Living like I'm Neo, dipping from my P.O. Tripping on me cause I am the one and he's a zero. Hot like a jalapeno, bringing heat that you just can't avoid. I call out bullshit and lies, they call me paranoid. People are just foolish, full of hate, they get angry. Point out the truth about reality, they label you crazy. Just a glitch in the system, you're a critical thinker. And no, they don't want that. Fuck them, give them the finger. I do it every single day with each and everything I say. I'm not living like a victim, it doesn't have to be this way.
I just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Doesn't have to be this way.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Is my fan making too much noise?
No, you're good.
All right, cool. What's up? What's up, Sweeze? You little SOB.
Sweeze, I want you to do my song quickly. I'm very anxious to hear it. I hope you're getting it together.
Yeah, that'll be sick. That'll be sick. What does that say? I am high. Are you high or are you saying hi to I am high?
I said hi to I Am High.
Oh, I was about to say I'm pretty baked too. I just took a really big dab, so I put the second song on. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, I need something real quick, you know.
Yeah, there's when my husband works night shift, he usually takes a nap between like 6 and 9 p.m. and then I get him up at 9, and I'll usually make his lunch for him before he leaves off for work. So that's why I was saying I had to, jump off here at 10 to do that and stuff. But yeah, we can either keep going or whatever you want to do. I just find this whole topic fascinating. The fact that our history is not what they've told us. And it's all Mandela affected and muffed up now. But on top of that, we're discovering a whole nother story to his story that I just never expected. I mean, the whole Tataria thing just blew me out of the water. And like I said, again, with the archaeology and everything that I've looked at, it never even occurred to me that these buildings, there was something going on with them, with the way the windows are covered or half buried buildings and stuff. It just never even crossed my mind at all. And when that happens, and it's like I'm a kid again. It's like I'm so excited to learn about this stuff and figure it out and research it, and I'll be on it for like weeks and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and like once you start realizing this stuff, you can't like unnotice it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I just walked down the street to my my local cemetery, and apparently we just found out it's a lot older than what we really think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. So crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, like here we think, oh, I got to go to Egypt or somewhere to find some really ancient archaeology. Half the buildings we're walking in, hell, some of the buildings people are living in right now are ancient architecture, we would consider it. It's from a previous civilization. It's not from our civilization. Our civilization, there's no way we had the means to build these massive things. And we don't even build that way now unless it calls for it, But they were building stuff that didn't call for it, that were just over the top, extra. And the ornate factor, everything was just carved. Every little piece of everything was, pimped out and stuff. They were big pimping back then.
Big pimping.
Yeah.
Listen to this lady.
Back in the day stuff.
Big pimping back in the day. I love it. I absolutely
they had free energy vehicles. Where they're at, I don't know.
They must have. I was reading somewhere they had like free energy, like escalators, and like somewhere in Canada way back in the day, like in Niagara Falls, actually. The hijacker was talking about it. Remember him from that interview?
Oh, yeah.
He was talking some good things. He's all right. I like him. He does some good work. I haven't found anything else on him besides that one interview, but maybe I'm not looking hard enough. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of these buildings were covered up until recently. I think they've excavated a lot of the stuff out. Like I said, they've had to have had people come in and survey the areas, see what they can do with it, figure out, which way they were going to go with the cover story. I think the gold rush into the, the 49ers and stuff going west, I think that had a lot to do with falsifying the history and what was actually going on with this gold. And the rush of people out there. They needed to get people out there to populate these cities if anybody was going to believe that these people built these cities. You see what I'm saying? So they had a gold rush, and supposedly it was all based on rumors. Some guy photographed with a big nugget somewhere, and it's like, oh, there's gold in them dar hills.
Right. And I'm just like, this is just the ancient Greek stuff. And like, just notice, like, like all the Greek pillars, like, and that was in Springfield, Mass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, low key, just out of nowhere, like on a freaking obelisk, out of all things. Not just a pillar; it was a pillar on an obelisk. Like,
yeah, like they were
with a big Freemason book on it, signed and stamped.
Yep, this type of pillar had a meaning to it. There was a guy, I think it might even have been Martin, see those 3 pillars you just passed?
Yeah, it was on all, this is the ones that was on them. It was the regular, this one and that, the scary one, I call this one.
Yeah, like supposedly the rounded one
blew me away.
That rounded one is supposed to be like Phoenician maybe or something, and then the other one, but
Phoenician is also could be Egyptian from how the timeline's messed up. That's what that hijacker dude was getting into, and I was like, no way. I'm like, I could see it, dude. I could see it though.
Oh yeah, if you go to Egypt
He's like,
and look at some of their stuff, you
but
can
he
see
was
something.
like I know, but he was like, I'll go there next. Don't worry. But he was like, but at the end of the day, they all go back to Tartarian, or that's where the end root of the bloodline was. And I was like, damn, bro. He's like, it doesn't matter which order you go in Egyptian or who'd you just say? Not Tartarian. I just lost my.
The Romans?
No,
Oh,
before.
Phoenicians.
Yes, the Phoenicians. He's like, it doesn't matter which one came first because they were both very similar, but at the end of both of them came Tartaria.
Right, but check this out.
Let me go to Egypt real quick.
Before Rome was formed, right, there was the Etruscans that were there, and the Etruscans were really large, robust people who built a lot of this stuff and showed the Romans how to build this stuff too. Like when they tried to make what is it called? Not the Parthenon, where the arena there in Italy. What's it called? Where they did all the Colosseum. Yeah, that's like de-evolving stuff. Okay. When the Etruscans were in Italy, they built a lot of this stuff that they claim is Roman, and they were a lot larger people.
They were big, like these people on the screen to the left, perhaps.
Yeah.
Much larger, doing big things, or making little people do incredible things for their pleasure or for fun,
You have
like fighting a lion, perhaps. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got to watch Gods of Egypt, dude.
I have to, huh?
You do, because it's all giants with little people around them. All the gods are on, they're on earthly plane with the little people. The little people are us. That's why all their gods are depicted giant.
Wonder like what was really here before it got smacked with a flood or whatever happened.
Yeah, I think all that desert there is all mud that just dried out.
I mean, like
there's a lot going on.
I feel like if you go down to like here in let's say like this is the level now, obviously. If you go like 10, 20, 30, probably like 50 feet down and like level it, I wonder what you'd see. I really wonder.
Yeah. There's supposedly a whole labyrinth under there. A whole labyrinth.
I know. Yeah. I know. They tell me you go into the pyramid and the shafts go down. I'm like, that's interesting. Only one of them goes up. There's like two that go down, and then you go really down, and that's where like all the effed up shit's located. Like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Imagine getting lost in there. Crap myself. Look at this. Let's go walk into a cave, a wall.
That temple there. I love that temple. That is amazing. To me, it looks like.
Look at the art on the
wall. A wall of mud came in, and it's all sitting on top of that. I think that structure goes
blown out, right?
Yeah, it goes way back and it goes way down. But that on top of it is not just desert sandstone and stuff. That was mud at one time, guys.
Looks like the Grand Canyon, like before. Like something got mined the fuck out. Look at it, got the lines.
Yep.
Wow, give me a break of something, man. What is going on in this world? Who's not telling us something?
Just the way it's sitting there, the way it's petrified and all, it looks like mud.
Look at this stuff. That's crazy. We're just going to build some pillars that are, like fucking 2, 3, 4 tons.
Yeah.
And put them up perfectly. And put them up perfectly in synchronization, And they're all built uniquely and perfectly. It's how they roll.
They say a couple of those step pyramids that are really like falling apart. They'll be like, "Oh, well, this was practice. This is how the pyramids evolved. They did the step pyramid." No, that's bullshit. It just got hit harder by whatever.
Like, that's a big person. Are these regular? And that's a big regular? I don't know.
Makes sense. If their gods were giants, right? It makes sense that they built the doorways and everything to accommodate their gods, especially when you watch Gods of Egypt and see how big these people are. And then you put that person on whatever they're riding or being carried.
He would fit perfectly through here. They both would. And this is a door that, like, these fellas on top would perhaps.
All those characters were in the Gods of Egypt. You have to watch it.
Oh, yeah. My goodness.
They even show flat Earth. They even show the God.
I know. I saw that scene. I did. That was nuts. Oh, we covered this the other day. Remember this?
On his, that's in Petra.
Yep. Crazy.
And that could be mud all around that. I mean, that could just be petrified mud and that.
Look at it. Grand Canyons, I'm telling you, it's all over the place. It's the same thing. Something happened.
Yeah,
Water
and
didn't
Kelly,
erode hundreds of thousands of years to create the Colorado River.
yeah, that's bullshit. Kelly 70 says, how about Petra? I think that picture he has up now is Petra, or at least one part of Petra. Pretty sure.
Yeah, look at these. You know, we're just gonna make these things. These could be fucking like tombs. Well, maybe not, because he's kind of chipping away, but like, who
I think
knows?
they
Man?
sculpted what they saw. They carved what they
Yeah,
saw. That's
right.
why they have these features. Granted, a lot of them are very similar in features, but you know, the gods, they have their own bloodline, and of course, they would look similar. If Steve and I were related, we'd look
Wow.
similar.
Look at that. I didn't know that. The base of one of the pyramids got Jakim and Boaz. Wow.
I never even seen that before, dude.
Two obulus. Dude, literally, I just same. I'm out of my mind right now.
What is that?
I don't know. The original pyramids. Let's click it, see
Click
what
on
happens.
this. I've never seen that before.
Massive Vast, the original pyramids. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a good place. Looks like it goes down a little bit, I'd say. Just saying. Point that out to you. Not you, but like you, the viewer at home, sitting like, holy mackerel, what's going on?
Yeah, I've never heard of this original pyramid with the this little building in front of it like that. That's weird. There's those step pyramids.
Right. Look at all this stuff. I don't know.
Oh, the bent pyramid. Yeah, they say that was an accident. That's practice and stuff. Because people were starting to question, well, how did they do this and get it all right? Yeah, I mean, it's not like it doesn't look like they messed up anywhere. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. We'll say this bent pyramid over here is a, you know, what happens when you don't calculate your shit right.
Imagine that back in the day, bro. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go see the emperor. Let's go through
That's
like
what it
all
looks like
this
the
stuff.
gods of Egypt, dude. They show you what Egypt used to look like. I mean, it's fucking
right.
phenomenal.
You got your little Ark of Baal, or the new Ark of Freedom, as they call it. You know, they had to rename it to pass it out in the United States everywhere because people are starting to catch on to who that BAAL guy is. You know, or the Arch of Triumph. I'm sorry, the Arch of Triumph. That's what they were calling it. And well, I was gonna comment something else upon that, but I can't quite remember. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, you gotta walk under it. You got the obuluses everywhere, and it's just crazy how like these are set up all over the United States and all over the world in interesting places. Like the one in New York City inside of not Forest Park, that's the park in my neighborhood, Central Park there. If you were stepping inside of it and looking through it, in one direction would have been the two pyramids, and then they fell right in between. I mean, the two towers. I'm sorry, and they fell right in between. But what an interesting glimpse of what the past could have looked like.
Yeah, and that would be free energy. These tuning fork obelisks and stuff, and then you know the whole place is lit up. It's got free energy. It was holding a frequency.
Look at how this goes into the ground. I'm just saying, you know, I don't know what's happening here, but it's been freaking me out the past couple of days. I'll tell you that.
There's definitely a lot of stuff underneath the Sphinx and the pyramids. There's so much stuff under there. It's crazy.
Hold on. Why does this keep popping up? What is this? Oh, no. Stop that. Stop that. I want to look at this one here. What is this thing?
Wow.
He's huge. Look at his knees. Like, come on, man. He's got knee nubs the size of my freaking head. Look at that. That's probably a regular sized human. Look at that. I didn't even see that stuck in.
And look how smooth the curves are on this thing and stuff.
I know.
You tell me these people with copper tools and chisels fucking smooth that shit out. It would take somebody like 3 generations to be doing this shit.
Imagine one day dude just sits up. I'd be like, yo, I'm out, man. I'm out. Like, good luck. You guys got this, right? Look at that. You know, just like.
How about that black and white picture there off to the left?
I know. I was going to click on that next, too. Like a little glimpse in the past, possibly. It's a rendering, but it's still interesting to look at what it, you know, stuff could have looked like. Like regular sized people, giant something's just sitting there, like, you know, worship
me. Something in the background? What's that tall thing in the background heading up to the sky right there? What is that? Is it just a lighting of the? I guess that's
I don't know. It looks like maybe I don't know.
Like a beam of lights shooting up to the sky in the center. Maybe it's the way the paper, the depiction of it was.
Oh yeah, it's like split. It's like 2 different shades of gray. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. Ooh, what's this? This looks like an old picture. Oh, it's a drawing. Darn it.
Still, that's crazy though. It could be
Oh,
something that goes way underground. That's something. I mean, we're only seeing pieces of these things. Imagine
right.
the pyramids. So that picture right there with the two pyramids. Imagine if we could see just below that
Where?
line.
Oh, yeah,
One more
yeah.
time.
Sorry.
Imagine what must be under there. There's a whole nother part to these pyramids, as above, so below. I mean,
Buried treasure.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, continue.
It could be a lot of buried treasure and a lot of things that shouldn't ever be shown again in the light of day, probably.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, who wants to go up in that stuff? Like, if I was like in control of things, I'd be like, all right, maybe we should get rid of these. You know, like we
They
don't have
can't
the
even
technology to rebuild. We don't have the
they can't
technology to
even
rebuild them today.
they can't even destroy them today, dude. You know what it would take to destroy these things? They got the casing stones off, and supposedly used a lot of the casing stones for building Cairo, which we know that's bullshit. Because I showed you pictures of Cairo and what's going on there with all their
I
mosques.
know.
And stuff. That shit's all mud flooded. This was an outer extension. The pyramids were an outer extension of they were using for power and a lot of other different things too, frequency based technologies. That thing got blasted.
Blasted, man. I'm not trying to laugh at these people, but like, it got hit. What is this? A sun
Now
temple?
that right there, if you took that center cap off, there's a well that leads down that goes underground.
That's what I'm thinking. There's a little like shindig underground.
Yeah, and they said that was a base for an obelisk, but I don't know if it was or it wasn't. But they had taken one of the tops off of those, and underneath is a passageway.
I don't want to build your website. That's crazy, though.
Which probably could have been related to water if the obelisk itself is some sort of a tuning fork.
Look at that. They're trying to cover themselves up. I'm sorry to interrupt. Made out of mud brick. Like, yeah, okay. You found it in mud brick, actually.
Well, that proves my theory, because if this was mud brick at one time and now it's dried out like desert, then clearly it was mud at one time. All this fucking shit in Egypt was mud flooded.
Look at this.
Yep, there's Dogman.
Woo, woo. Yeah. This is why we don't go in tunnels. I would not be like comfortable inside a place like that. Like, I was really, honestly, on a whole nother side note, I was rather uncomfortable in front of all that crazy shit today, wherever I was at that freaking cemetery that I could walk to in 4 minutes.
Yeah, go back at night and see how comfortable you are.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm barely comfortable in my house at night. Like, never mind there, you know? Like, good Lord. Look at this. Got the old, like, Arabian, like, whatever.
Yes, that's that tech up there.
1504? Good Lord. Look at that.
That onion dome with that
exactly.
spires on top, that was collecting energy for sure. Or
I got one of those we got one of those in Connecticut, 20 minutes away. I got to go down there. Oh, geez. Look at that. They wouldn't. Wow, BC. That's crazy. Imagine that. Like,
wow.
Like, what do you think they had? They just had like a giant stone, like this big, and they just like lasered with their mind a 3D. What, I don't know, because you can't do this. Like
and then you have to convey all this to the many people who are going to help you construct it and have them imagine what you're imagining. It's not like they have
that's what I'm saying. You can't
3D
do this.
hologram computer crystal that they put up and said, okay, this is what we're going to build. This is how we're going to build it. This is the dimensions. You're going to work on this. And you need these specs and dimensions. Oh, wait, your leg is longer than my leg over here. You fucked up.
I feel like it's just like one giant like ritual ceremony, and then it's just one blast, of energy, and it just sculpts it. And that's what they do for each one. Or maybe they line them all up, and it's just like, I don't know, like some shit you see in a crappy cartoon or something. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly it was easy because they didn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't hard. It was so super hard stuff to do.
That's why I think they knocked a couple out at a time, why they're all perfect and the same, or maybe slightly different. I don't know. Look, that's a person. If they're blasting an image of something that was there or themselves or something they saw or ancestor, that's big, dude. That's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's get some gas real quick on the way. On our way down the pyramid of Medium in Medium, Egypt. Funny Medium is the website where all that ID 2020 information is, but I digress. Look at that. That's buried. I wonder what that really
Yes,
leads to.
it's mud flooded, dude. That looks
Mud?
like the Tower of Babel.
I think that's just like the first flooded. I think that was the warning. Like, well, I'm gonna leave the rest of this, and if you guys continue, all your cities are gonna look like that. They're like, yeah, right, you ain't gonna do that. And then like San Francisco, Moscow, blah 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 blah. Later, they're like, all right, the old man's not playing around. Let's go back in our hole. Like it's a kind of funny way of looking at it, but that's probably like what probably was going through their minds. They're like, oh, this suck. The old man is gonna flood us out again. Let's get out of here.
Dude, they
Get all
removed
the
the
kids
rest of
out.
that dirt. It probably goes way down.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe even a mile. Maybe not a mile. Maybe like half a mile. But I'm just saying. I'm trying to be like realistic at the same time, but like trying to speculate on like a, maybe not an unrealistic level, but like the complete extreme opposite, just to throw it all out there. Because like I don't think that's the entirety of a structure.
No, absolutely not.
Look at
And
that.
there's that one part of the Osiris temple, Temple of Osiris. It goes underground. It's below the pyramid level and stuff. And down there, it's where the water table hits. And they're colossal stones. So it's like a whole nother complex under there. It's called the Osirian or Osirian or something temple.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at
Let's
all
see if
that.
I can find it. And I'll send it to you. We'll look at it because it's pretty amazing. It's even got the flower of life literally lasered into the side of the rock. And they said if you take off a layer of that rock, it's still embedded into the granite, this lasered flower of life. It's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Look at this place. This is nuts. That's huge. I think we looked at this the other day. Blasted. Oh, yep. Karnak, that got hit. I don't know if you look at DACA. That's crazy. That's nuts. We saw that the other day. It's the same picture. This is even crazy too, because you have this like interesting fella here who's still bigger than a human, obviously, but he's in the center of everything. He's significantly smaller than this fella, but he's probably a little bigger than these human being fellas here. So who is this guy here? Is this like a possible antediluvian antichrist figure? Is this Nimrod and these are his watcher angels that he's depicting? Who knows? Who knows? Because Nimrod became a mighty man. He wasn't born a Nephilim. Something happened. He became a mighty man, and it's talked about that he somehow stole the cloth, the clothed wearings of Adam, and he put that on and it had some sort of power, and he became a mighty man from that. It never said how big or tall he really got, but I believe that it was more mentally and genetically, like inside with his genes, rather than the exterior and the muscularity and the growing of him that really took on when he became a Nephilim. Because there's big Nephilims, there's small Nephilims. Like it's unfortunate that the Bibles, like the newer ones, translate Nephilim to giants because Nephilim could be anything. Like you had the ant people in what is that, Hopi? The Hopi traditions, the ant people, like they're still interdimensional, mystical beings, taught them how to do everything, go into the earth for floods. You know what I'm saying? The ant people, and they're interdimensional, but they were small, very small. So that's crazy. So I'm thinking this could be a Nimrod type figure here, because he's slightly bigger than the regular people, but he's clearly not as big as these possible maybe watcher angel or maybe the first offspring, because he was not a first offspring. He was actually not even an offspring. Like I said, he got the cloth of Adam allegedly, and he became a mighty man. I think he became more of a mighty man spiritually, mentally, more than physically, more than like the muscularity and growing. He probably grew to like maybe 10 feet or something. It looks like that's like a 5 foot, or maybe he's like a 9-footer, but he just had incredible strength and will and wisdom and knowledge and the skills and the master and the masonry and all this stuff. And maybe these are what he had visions of, or these were people walking the earth that just like bowed down to him, because he's got like some weird shit on his head. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know.
agree.
We got a couple more, but I heard your message. I'll bring that up in a second. But I think we were just looking at this one actually, but that's crazy.
Looks like a wall of mud behind it.
Got blasted, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the big pillars and the grass growing in the desert. You gotta love that. Was this that weird pyramid with the two Jakim and Boaz? I'm not sure, but you got the Sphinx, of course. There's a better picture. Look at the Sphinx. The Sphinx looks like it got, I don't know, like it got Grand Canyon. I'm gonna call it that. Everything got Grand Canyoned over here.
Oh my God, you got Grand Canyon. It's awesome.
I don't know what to call it, dude. I don't know. Well, I'll call it erosion. I don't know. Maybe it was erosion, not after thousands of years. Maybe after maybe a 1,000-year flood. Maybe that's what the Dark Ages were. I don't know. Speculation. I don't know. Maybe that's why nothing happened. Oh, obviously, number one. I was like, what would number one be? Obviously, the big boys and the little ones here. Whatever these are really supposed to be, and whatever these giant mounds of sand are.
Yeah, that's where they dug them out from.
So I'm saying, like right here, if you like take here and just level, it's probably an interesting layout. Probably the tops of some buildings.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they found a boat at the base of one of these pyramids a while back, like years ago. One of the, I don't know whose it was, but they surmised from the dating of the trees that built the boat or whatever that it had been there a really long time. They don't know if it was water at one point, and the pyramids were in the water, like where there's water around it, and they could sail their boats up to it or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, they found an old Egyptian boat.
Wow. Hold on, I got your video right here. We got 39 views, 3 subscribers. If we get shut down, we're gonna tell the algorithm to
fuck itself. Fuck you.
All right.
So this is the Osiris Temple complex, and it's huge. It's
gigantic. You want me to share audio with this, or you just want to talk over it? It's up to you.
You don't have to. No audio. Just talk over it.
All right. Here, let me mute so I don't have to hear it either. I don't want to hear this crap. No, I'm just kidding. It's a 30-minute walkthrough. You want me to speed it up a little, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So it's going to be a speedy walkthrough, guys. So I hope you have your speedy glasses on. Look at them go, 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 go. This is still crazy, though. Imagine that, running into that, like running up there. Be like, oh, no. This is what I ran into. Be like, yeah, everybody get eaten by a giant or something. Like, it looks like they had to make the stairs, Looks like the stairs maybe weren't there. Maybe it was just flat at one point. And maybe these were all just stairs. And I don't know.
I don't know, but inside's crazy. Wait till you see it. It's just massive.
I bet. Remember, was I taking the tour of Rome with you the other day, or I take that by myself? The tour of the Vatican in 4K now? I think it may have had too many views. I was a little scared to show it, but maybe we'll
look at this doorway.
That's incredible. Huge. They put a little gate on there to make you think it's just for regular people.
Yeah, look at these fucking columns. It's crazy. Wow. And then this thing goes down underground. Wait till you see it.
Of course it does. Wow. A lot of the Egyptian ones do, now that I think about it.
It's insane.
Wow. I wish I could read this stuff and tell you the stories. That's what I should have went to school for.
Yeah, I was learning Egyptian hieroglyphs. I don't know a lot of it, but I was learning some of the symbols and everything because I was really into Egypt. I actually have 2 ankhs on me. I got tattoos of ankhs, which means giver of life. And I'm a mother. I'm a giver of life.
So there's that for you. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
All you haters. Look at that. Look at all that. It's crazy. Couple all-seeing eyes. Nothing to see here. It's not like we're inspired by these people. Go to your local Masonic lodge and tell me.
How you can see the color, everything's still there.
Right, like what were they using that we don't have? I got some crayons that suck, you know?
Oh, they were using pigments from flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
To just last all this time, like thousands and thousands of years. Well, we know that timeline's wrong.
They just did some like Dragon Ball Z shit and just blasted it on there one shot, one like boom, you know? Because it's so detailed. Like, what do you think? Like, they just one guy just, you know, this is what I'm going to do for the next 85 years. Like, I think
a lot of it's plaster. See how the walls look like there's plaster peeled off of it?
It does. On the right-hand side, I did see that.
I think they're plaster panels. So they were probably, I think they were carving into soft plaster. See the plaster there?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
They had something that they painted over the walls that while it was still in a not solid
that wall's naked, yeah.
Like when we carve our name in the concrete, it was kind of like that. So they had everything already like stamped out and stuff.
Right, you can see where it's peeled off in that room big time. Even on the pillars. Wow, it's so interesting. There's some interesting fellows on those walls.
Look how little the people are. Look at the doorways. I mean, come on, guys.
I know. Wow. Right? Imagine seeing one of them dudes walk through here.
Exactly. They lived in these places. These were their palaces and stuff. These weren't temples. These were their palaces.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Like, you really wouldn't believe it unless there was, like, actual real-life videos like this.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like,
yes, I could never afford to go to Egypt and look at this stuff. So I would like to look. I always like to look at people's, like, own videos. See the plaster? You can see it all flaking off and stuff. So this isn't actually, somebody be like, oh, they carved this rock down and look, how did they do this? When you start to realize that, because they never tell you this in archaeology, but that's all plaster on the wall. You can see where it's fallen off.
Wow.
And you only see this in the home videos of people who visit it and put their stuff on YouTube. If you go to an archaeology site like Discovery or whatever, somebody just like David Hatcher, Childers, or whatever his name is, you don't get to see a lot of the stuff that these people show because, you know, they're going to stick to certain sides of the temple, certain things that they're focused on, like stargates or portals or who knows what. When actually, if you really just like it's always been in our faces, flat earth and Tartaria and mud flood, all this plastering has been in our faces this whole time. Nobody ever mentions about how half the fresco's laying on the floor or something, or that it's, you can clearly see that there's a part next to it where it's smooth and there's nothing there, that it was some sort of a plaster put on and carved.
Oh, goodness. That's so much interesting stuff. I'm listening to you. I'm looking in the chat. Everyone's just blowing my mind right now. I've had a mind. What did I say to you when you called me earlier when we had the conversation? I was like, my mind's blown. You're like, what's wrong?
Mind blown. I'm like, what blew your mind? Blow my mind.
Right. And now I'm looking at this. I'm like, even the video, I'm over here like just lost in the sauce. Like, what is this, dude?
Yeah, like, look how little everybody is. I mean,
right. If I didn't want to be a weatherman, like I definitely wanted to be like Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, just going through the freaking.
Go back a tiny bit. Go back a tiny bit. Right there. Stop. That is a chunk of plaster missing out of that piece. You know, I mean, it's so obvious. But no, before because I used to listen to the mainstream archaeology stuff, that I used to think that they carved all this stuff, but here it's an overlay. And when it was still soft, like putty or whatever, then they would carve it. It was so easy, or they would stamp it out with like
Right.
with cookie cutter thing.
But still, the technology is ahead of their time. That's undeniable. You know,
there. That's a nooch that goes inside that wall. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Nook, whatever you call it.
Right, a little bum hut.
Yeah. What's this? An
Look at
elevator?
that.
It's going up.
Right, so you put your sword in there.
It probably is. You stand there and say magical words and read from the book.
Pull the lever and you go down.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this crazy shit on the wall. I'm cool. Yeah, let's go down to Hades. That's what this looks like.
Right?
I'm good. Look at these. Yeah, right. Zoom in on this fool. Look at that guy. There's our boy. Why does he keep popping up, bro? He wasn't around like 5 years ago. Are you serious? Oh, I've never liked that dude with the beard. I don't know what his deal is, but
he's everywhere.
I've never liked him. Yeah, imagine that's scary as hell.
You know what I could go for right now? A big, fat, juicy cheesesteak. There's nowhere to order anything like that around here. I literally have to go to Philly to get one.
There's not even like a shitty D'Angelo's or something.
No, there's nothing, dude. Nothing. They don't know what they're doing around here.
Oh my God. What do you got? Like McDonald's and bull crap?
No, I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak since the last time I was up there. Actually, no, when I went to Florida, I went down to visit my son in October, this past October for his birthday. And we went to Philly Mike's, I think it's called. And they had really dope cheesesteaks there.
If my place was still open, I'd tell you to come up and visit here. I'll make you something much better than a Philly cheesesteak. I'll make you a Steve JMO cheesesteak.
See that right there? Stop. This is the Osirian or Siren part that's underground at water level. It floods every once in a while. And those stones down there, parts of it that you can't see, the public would have to actually go down the stairs and get into the lower part of it. And around one side, you see the flower of life lasered into the rock. And they even said, if you scrape off the rock, if they took a couple of layers of the rock away, you will still see this pattern in the rock. It was lasered in. It's like 4 or 5 different pillars down there.
Dude, we got to go down there somehow.
Imagine how much stuff is underground. That whole top layer is mud, guys. It's not sand. It was mud at one time.
What is going on? What happened like 2,000 years
so
ago?
Much stuff underground right here. There's probably a whole mega city right here underneath everything. It's amazing.
I always found these just like straight flat ass plateaus kind of weird too, but maybe that's like a whole different type of video. Wow.
Now,
what's going on? He's out. So he's taking a run. See, he goes to a city over here. Look at this. Good mackerel. Oh my.
Have you ever had mackerel?
No.
Dude, it's not bad.
I like tuna fish. That's about it.
I bought my cat some mackerel, a can of mackerel. I figured, well, let me try this, see if he likes it, right? Just bought a can of mackerel, never bought mackerel before. I open up the can, out comes a whole fish with the head and the tail cut off, okay? It's a whole fish. And I'm like, all right, well, let me try a little bit of this, see what it takes. And literally, mackerel is not bad at all. I didn't make a sandwich or anything. I just tried a piece of it. It's just like tuna, but a little bit oilier or better, I guess, in a certain kind of way.
Oh. That was pretty much the end of the video. He was about to leave and walk in the desert for 5 minutes. I was just skimming through. But yeah, I'll have to try that out sometime, I guess.
All right, so you have to watch Gods of Egypt. Then because it brings everything to life. And seeing the little people, which is us, and the gods interacting with them, and how we kind of get caught in their battles and stuff. And, some people are loyal to this god, and, it's a lot. All the gods are there, all of them.
That's crazy. I saw a couple trailers. I think I saw a clip with you. So, there's that, the Gerard Butler guy, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out because he was fighting Osiris, I think, right?
Horus.
Horus. Sorry,
And he
yeah.
plucked out his eye. That's why he only has the one eye.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
this is gonna be crazy, yo. If this stuff is actually like happening right now,
Yeah.
like I don't want to see some one-eyed dude come back and rule the
And
world.
and Osiris
Great.
or
Sounds
Horus,
great.
he has wings. So he's got these golden wings that pop out and he flies around and shit.
Can't wait, you know. Can't wait to
it's
see
all
that in
fallen
the 5
angel
o'clock
stuff.
news. And they're
Yeah.
gonna call them like robobots or something. They're gonna be like, oh, you know, I don't even know what the iRobot blah 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 has come to save us. Like,
And then they go to the underworld, where you have to walk through to put your offering on the scales of judgment or whatever, and they have the feather of judgment, and I guess to pass into the afterlife. If you don't have anything to offer, then you wind up going to Hades or whatever.
great. Oh man, this is crazy how like I'm starting to realize like little things like the Hercules story, this, that, and the other thing. They're not really mythology lessons. They're more like misunderstood history lessons, more or less. You know, people just write them off as yeah, you know, you remember that Zeus guy and he's Poseidon, and then you have the Hades dude and all those bad, like yeah, like that's just a story. And then you're like looking at all these temples and this, that, and the other thing, and Apollo, and he's in the Bible, and he's at the bottomless pit. He happens to be the king, actually. And you got
never mind the huge doorways and huge depictions of gods that could fit through these doorways, no problem. Never mind all that stuff. They just were, having fun with their imagination.
Right, some guy named Plato or Plato, who was a Freemason, by the way, wrote a couple stories down, and people thought they were good, so they wrote some more stories down, and this guy and that guy, and it's just a story, and now people don't even know about that stuff. I'm like, who knows about Zeus? And everyone's like, what is that, like a new app or something? It's like, no. And it sometimes it is. You know what's crazy? I was listening to the radio the other day, and it was like, download the new word translating or what's it called when you learn a language? You know, whatever it is, like Rosetta Stone, like it's like the newer version of that. It was like the new app called Babbel. I'm like, come on. Come on. I was like, I'm like, y'all are inverting it, so now it's like really effed up. So whatever. These people are nuts.
They probably have an app for Lucifer. Contact Lucifer directly with this app. He'll give you all the answers.
1-800 suck my dick.
Yeah. Suck Satan's cock.
Right. Hotline bullcrap. Oh man. Oh, all right. I think I'm out. I'm out of gas. It's 11:12. That's nuts.
I'm getting a little hungry. I'm gonna go eat all this mackerel talk and everything. Colleen's telling me to make mackerel chowder.
Ooh, there you go. A little chowder action.
I'll have to try it. Probably be pretty good.
Good stuff. But all right. You have anything you want to say to the chat real quick?
No, just thank you, and I love you guys. Make sure you make sure you sub my backup channel, TTS69, and also I have a BitChute now. You can look me up on BitChute. It's the True Seeker 69. So I'm starting to put stuff over there too, just to back up some more.
Yeah, BitChute's pretty cool. They don't censor as much, but just like they'll censor you, but like if it's like I forget what's like really hot for them for topics. I'll tell you later if I find out. But the processing on videos. So you could upload a 15-minute video, and Jen, it'll literally take like 7-8 hours.
Huh.
It's ridiculous.
I don't have that problem. I put about 4 or 5 videos up so far, and it all went pretty quickly. I mean, maybe they switched up some stuff. I don't know.
Maybe they have. Well, this is a couple months ago. Because remember they had the YouTube purge everyone was getting worried about? I made a BitChute channel, and I started uploading videos there. I think the servers were just getting overloaded.
Maybe, yeah. Because that happened to me live. I think D Live
Yeah.
went nuts when we all started
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. That's why I stopped going on D Live. And people are donating lemons. I don't know what they were, so I just stopped going on there.
I
I'm
don't
like, I
even
don't.
know.
Yeah, I'm like, I got like 40 lemons. I'm like, they're like, you can convert it to watermelon. I'm like, oh, okay. This is like
Yeah.
a game. I was like, I don't like this. Oh
I think
man.
the lemons are like $2. The watermelon's like $5 or whatever. So I guess if somebody gave you a watermelon, or you're getting some kind of credits for it or something, or some sort of a blockchain type of
Yeah, I don't
currency.
like that. I don't like the whole AI blockchain stuff. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously like crazy. Like it pops up out of nowhere. Like no one's taking credit for Bitcoin. Like it kind of just popped up and then it went to the top and then it's like down here, then it's like over here. Now it's kind of just like leveling and
Yeah,
it's
well, they got that out there, and all people getting acclimated to it over these last 10 years, so that when they do bring in the beast system and the whole digital thing,
getting
and
them ready
get
for
rid
it.
of the money,
Absolutely.
it's already in place.
Taste of
People
it.
are already used to it, and people who are already on it and using it can help the other people coming into it, and learning about how to use that type of currency and stuff. Which you'll need the chip or the nanotech to buy and sell and trade and all this other stuff.
Yep. Absolutely. It's ridiculous. We could do another whole show on the old
Yeah. So right now,
322666
right now
cryptocurrency.
they have
Huh?
right now external digital wallets that you can have your blockchain currency on, whether that be Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum or XRP. But when you have the Mark of the Beast, all your digital wallet stuff will be uploaded to your nanotech or your chip device, whatever it is they're
Right.
going to
You
put.
just scan your arm or something like an asshole.
Exactly. So that's where, and then that will uplink also to your computer, whatever devices you're using and stuff like that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing.
the cloud. There's the
Just
cloud, then there's like the cryptocurrency cloud, then there's the transmitter. Remember that cryptocurrency pen? It has that weird little like box thing in the sky. I
yeah.
think that's the Skylink or the Starlink, whatever it's called. I think that's gonna be in play too, to like pinpoint everyone through that way. And the 5G towers and the cameras will verify it, obviously.
Yeah.
So that'll play a part of it. And then it'll go to the cloud and then to the 5G transmitter, then to you, and then back up, and then you'll get your wages that way. Not a way I'll be living, but for all the people who just, I don't know, have no brain and don't see the outcome of this, being chipped is no good, being tracked is no good, being obviously censored like we are is no good. You'll have no free thought
Oh
once
yeah.
you take the vaccine, chip, whatever it is. It's ridiculous. And it's
Yeah.
all
You
be
won't have
funded
free
and
will.
backed by Bill Gates and a bunch of
No
other stuff.
privacy whatsoever. Even if you have a thought, they will know what your thoughts are. They're going to have thoughts.
Exactly.
They're going to come knocking on your door. Oh,
That's why you can't do this, guys. Once you take the markets, no turning back. You just pray and repent, as hard as that will be, and just hope that you'll be worthy during the second death. I'm not taking the mark. I'll probably get taken out like an SOB, or I'll starve in the woods somewhere. Whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it, Or they'll just put me in a camp until your time is, you're ready to leave. Like, oh, great. And you're just in line to some
Well, I think with that
fire
nanotech
trap or
and
something.
the involuntary aging and that whole thing with the Bible where it says men will seek death
Yeah.
and will flee from them.
Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
the involuntary? It's in the Bill of Rights for transhumans that no one knows about.
So how about that movie with Justin Timberlake called In Time, where they had time credits?
I remember that.
And they would die if their time ran out, if they didn't get more credits. They stay at a certain age, like they're all 25 years old and beautiful.
Yep. I forgot about that movie. That was when I was in like 5th grade too. That's crazy.
So if they had something like what they're saying, it was a mark in their arm, it showed their time and stuff. Clearly they had some sort of nanotech or technology in them. And clearly it must have had a kill chip of some sort, or kill nanotech chip, whatever, that when their time ran out, if they weren't able to re-up their time, it would switch them off. And they would just drop right there.
I remember that. That was crazy. That was an interesting movie. That was like that Eagle Eye movie showing you how crazy the surveillance system was. That was back in 05 and 06 as well. They were showing some interesting movies back then.
Oh yeah, they
Which
had already had tablets and stuff. Like if you
oh,
watch
right. Well, when Batman came out, he had like the iPhone already and all this other stuff. I didn't mean to interrupt, but go
there
for it.
was a movie out called The Island. I think it was back in 2007 or something.
Yep.
His whole desk was a computer screen, and it was all touch screen and stuff. His whole desk. Also, I've been watching Nikita. That's from 2010 to 2013, circa.
Remember Avatar? Like the movie? They had all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this whole desk is a computer, and they could just, turn pages, map stuff out, draw stuff, bring up new stuff, files, everything. The whole thing was a computer at the desk. Not just you put your computer on a desk. The desk is now the computer.
That's
so
great.
Your desktop on your computer is now your desktop on your desk. And it was amazing to see back then, but this technology is around. People have been using it.
I wonder why it's called a desktop,
Exactly.
Maybe you're just getting you ready, a little pre-programmed, little tell lies to your vision type deal.
Yes, and that's what they do. They dull out the technology to the public to make money off of it. When here,
absolutely.
they're way advanced, and they've been using this technology in their secret.
Why would they give us the cream of the crop,
Yeah.
They're working on qubits, people. We're working on whatever the hell this Dell runs on, Air. I got a little fan coming out of here. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I got a little E-machine downstairs tower, a little E-machine tower. I've had for 7 years now. Still works pretty good.
Yeah, I got a tower somewhere. It's just sucks. I don't know what happened to it. One day I turned it on and it was like there was no longer the internet icon down the right hand corner. So I was like, then there was no way I typed in settings like Wi-Fi, internet, nothing. Like it just deleted itself. There's no way to connect to the internet. Weird things,
Well, I'm ready to get out of here and get something to eat. My belly's growling.
Yeah, I'm right behind that thought. So, yeah, thanks for coming. That was a good show. 4 hours kind of flies by. That's crazy.
Yeah, we haven't done a 3.5, 4 hour show in a while. It's been a minute before we've done that.
It's funny. I was just thinking about the 7-hour show we did not the other day. I was thinking about it the other day because that was an interesting show. We went from like A to Z, and it really did take like 7 hours. And that was before this whole little COVID mess happened too. So imagine if we did that during the midst of it, we'd still be talking right now.
Yeah, I love our shows. And everybody loves us as a team. I really have gotten a lot of really good responses as far as us teaming up and everything. I remember the video I did back in November telling everybody that I was going to try to email you and get a hold of you because I really liked your style and I wanted to start doing some shows with you. And look where we are now. I don't even know how many shows we've done so far. Probably go over 100.
Yeah, I was going to say at least a good 75, a good 30 on my channel at least, but because we were doing a lot on your backup when we first hooked up because you had the double strike going again, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were on TTS69 for a month or two, actually. You had a bad strike, too. I forgot what it was. I guess right when I hit you up, you were like, yeah, we got to do it on my crappy channel because I'm banned. I'm like, oh, you're banned? This must be a good person to hit up then. They're banning you. We should probably team up and knock this stuff out.
I had no problems with nothing until I started talking to Stavely. And in February 2019, I called into his show because I got onto him from Richie from Boston. I started listening to him, and I'm like, I just fucking love this dude. And I love that he curses all the time.
That's a good interview.
So I called in, and ever since then, I've had either computer issues or strikes.
Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Right, or whatever just happened. You just glitched out 20 minutes ago, or 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. What even happened there? You were just on a roll, and then you just were like, "Boop, see you later." I'm like,
I thought to myself, boy, Steve is really, really quiet.
I was just like, wow, I guess I started giving the chat shout outs. I'm like, God bless you for coming. Thanks. I guess Jen just said see you later.
Next thing you know, I'm back and I'm showing bricks again.
Right,
I went through all 3 of those pictures about the bricks under the starboard before I realized it's really quiet.
Right, crickets. I can't even hear the chat. That's nuts. You must have just like real quick hit the maybe you exit out of the wrong tab or something by accident.
Who knows? Who knows with me?
Oh, that's crazy. But all right, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. I don't have a song lined up, but
All right. Well, I love you. Thank you for having me, and I'm sure we'll be doing something again soon on my channel. I don't like to schedule days and stuff ahead of time because you never know what's going to happen. But definitely within the next few days, we're going to get together and do something on my channel for sure.
yeah, because that's usually when I'm running like 2 hours late is when we have a set date for like a week, and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about this, and that, or like everything just falls on that day. I'm like, what a day to pick, Steve, But all right.
Didn't you cook steak earlier?
I did. It was pretty good.
I love steak if it's cooked right. Like Outback Steakhouse, they made the best steak for me. Anyway.
I'll make you the best steak you ever had. Outback is no bueno. Compared to me, no bueno. Even like Texas Roadhouse, no bueno. That's like a steakhouse. That's like decent up here. You ever hear of that place? No?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, they have good rolls. That's about it, though. But the steak, the steak is, yeah, for real. I'm one of those guys, it's like, let's go there for the one thing, not the big thing.
What's that one that has the peanut shells all over the floor?
That's the Roadhouse. No, that's the Roadhouse.
I went in there and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here? I totally didn't
People just throw them. They don't care.
I'm walking past the table. This guy's just shooing them off the table. It's hitting me in the leg. I'm like, are we at the right place? They better have some really good fucking steak.
Oh,
this lady comes over with a bucket of peanuts and puts it in front of us. I'm like, all right.
Right. We start cracking, That's crazy. But all right. I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming, Jen. Chat.
No problem.
You guys are the best. I love y'all. We're going to get on out of here. God bless. Stay safe. And just try to take everything that we gave you tonight and expand on it on your own, and shoot us an email, hit us on Facebook with your thoughts, or if you got a channel, make a follow-up video, and maybe we'll link up and have a discussion a different day. So be easy, guys. We are